Yeah. Gotta aim for the top like
slums there,
I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the all of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well, a penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. Snap for the sun like Diddy, the richest got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me, but known for my city like 𝙂𝙀𝙍𝙍.
Right,
heavy podcast.
Heaviest podcast in the world. Very special episode today. Our first guest, good mate of ours as well.
Very good
known
mate.
for a while.
Just wanted to say as well before we start the pod, obviously, like, I've known you from Ibiza and that, lad, and obviously just want to say how proud I am of you, know what I mean?
Thank
like,
you, bro.
seeing someone who I've knew, you know, for the years that we've knew in Ibiza and stuff, and how well you've done, lad, and, you know, how normal you still are, lad,
course,
so I
bro.
appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on the
lad,
show.
It's good to be
night
on here.
we-
I'm glad to be on here.
Yeah,
Last
man.
night
good.
was sick, lad. It was like, obviously, we knew you before, as we said, lad,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was just nice, like,
Yeah.
you haven't changed one bit, lad, you know, and like it is, it's the
that's
exact
it,
same
though.
lad who was
Yeah.
in Ibiza years ago with us, lad, and it's fucking boss to see, man.
It is,
Appreciate
lad.
that, bro.
It
Yeah,
is.
but people do, you know, like, and that's why I like coming off and seeing people
Yeah,
and chatting
yeah.
to them, and they think, fuck, he's still the same.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
haven't changed, because no matter where I go, how big I go, wherever, you know, whatever I do,
Definitely.
I won't
Because
change.
we've got a
anything,
bit of
so-
an insight, lad. Obviously, both of us last night. I think, like, I mean, it was only a Wednesday night in town. It was wasn't the busiest, was it? But you were still, like, I'm one of them, lad. I think
Yeah.
doing events, I can sort of understand the room a bit, like, when people's
Yeah,
energy. And I
yeah,
could
yeah.
tell when we walked on that 𝙃𝙀𝘼𝘑,
Yeah.
that 𝙃𝙀𝘼𝘑,
Yeah.
sick gaff as well, by the way. Thanks for the
Yeah, it was
hospitality.
on Bold
Lovely
Street.
food,
Yeah, yeah.
𝙃𝙀𝘼𝘑, go down. But when we went in there, I could feel everyone's energy sort of just shift towards you, lads, you know what I mean? Like, even people who didn't ask you for the picture, who some people did.
Yeah.
And like, it must be hard for you, man, dealing with that being a normal lad as well.
Yeah, it's, certain times it's hard. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. You mean, like, I went on the show, I come off, and people, you know, they enjoy watching the show. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
some
of
people are
course.
fans, you know, and you got to appreciate that. You can't come
Yeah.
off and think, you know, why are these people coming up to me and, you know,
Of course.
stick your nose up
Because
to them,
it's-
because you got to appreciate that, you
Yeah.
know. And, like I
Definitely.
said, certain times, like, you know, seen you two last night, I've
Yeah,
seen you
yeah.
for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So we just want to be together and just,
Yeah.
you know, and I didn't,
We
you
were
know,
trying
don't
to
mind.
move our tables, and we were just chatting that
Yeah.
much shit, weren't
So,
we?
like, I don't mind people come over, you know, ask for a photo, because we walked in, like, three girls were like, you know,
Straight away,
a bit
lads.
mad, and they're asking for a photo, and yeah, you know, I'm completely fine with that. And
The
Yeah.
waiter loved
You
it
know,
as well, didn't he, lads?
that's like when you're having,
Definitely
when
a
you're having
little thing
food
for you.
sometimes, and
Yeah,
you're trying to
yeah.
have a catch up with someone, you know, it can be, but you know, it is in there. If I saw someone who I
Yeah.
was like looked at, like, you know, seen them on TV when you're younger, you think, oh, you don't think so. Especially younger people as well. Sometimes
Yeah.
they don't know he's out
Yeah.
on dinner and everything. So you guys got to be mindful and think, you know, it's,
Because it is such a big show as well, obviously we don't really watch much of it, do we, really? Because when you were on it, I
It's at 9
seen like
o'clock, innit?
snippets and
So,
stuff of it. It was nice
yeah.
to see, do you know what I mean? But you
Oh,
don't realise how big of a show it actually is. Obviously, when you were in there, you were mentioning, obviously, last night that you obviously done 3 weeks isolation, didn't you?
Yes,
on the
bro,
show.
yeah.
So obviously, how was that? You know, obviously what you were doing, like
So
what
we had
were
to
you
do-
doing before the show?
because COVID was still about.
Yeah.
Thing is, if in the villa, one of the contestants had COVID, it's game over and the show's cancelled.
Yeah,
So they had to take so many precautions.
of course.
So when we were in the actual, we had to do a 3-week quarantine. So I met the chaperone in Birmingham Airport.
Okay.
The chaperone, first time.
And there was no phone involved, was there? No
So I had my
phones?
phone in when I was in
Okay.
in the UK.
Yeah.
We met then in the airport. We flew together, and then once we landed, then we went to the it was like the base. We
Yeah.
had all the tents, all the producers were all the casting crew, and it was 300 odd casting crew.
300
people.
Yeah.
It's like on the whole teams, like producers.
I was going to say,
that?
what is a casting crew? Is that like,
No, sorry, not casting crew. I mean, like the whole, like, just
The whole team.
the whole team.
The
Yeah,
whole production
yeah,
You
team.
had
yeah.
like security guards, you
Everyone.
know, cleaners, producers.
You just don't even see on the
you
telly.
don't see on the telly.
So is there a lot of
and I was just in
security?
Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
was
you
it-
had people in the UK. So
course.
so I did the so we had to stay in like a COVID bubble for 2 weeks. So just to make sure you had no COVID before you go in the villa. So I got out there the same day as the people who went in at the start. So then they did it 2 weeks, went in to start. And I came in 5 days later. So I did like 2 weeks, 5 days.
2 weeks, 5
yeah,
days.
And I was no phone. No
gym either.
no-
Love
yeah, no
Island
gym.
sorted out as well.
They give us
playing with people's mental health
two
there,
little,
aren't
two
you?
little plastic dumbbells. But like,
Really, yeah.
it was
It's not the gym, is
Two
it?
plastic size of you, like 6
They were
foot
like 9
6
kg
plastic
each.
dumbbells.
So we're doing like 120 reps on each other, trying to get a pump. But we were lucky. We were on,
Better
we were on,
doing
we were on a
pressure
farm.
fit,
We
you
were.
lads.
Me
Yeah,
and the
you're
guy
on a
had
farm,
a little
remember you
villa on a
saying?
farm. And we had a pool. But on the farm was like a little track for like, you used to drive around the track. So we'd wake up in the morning, we'd run on the track. And that was good mentally.
Yeah, you need that, don't you?
You need it, 'cause
you need
every
some
day,
routine, don't you?
you're on it every day running, like,
But
But there was no one. Sorry to interrupt,
Sorry,
lads.
bro.
It was the no one else, so it was just you and that
Just me and the
one
chaperone.
worker. So there's no other, like, you're seeing no other contestants, or you're seeing
no,
nothing
they
else.
keep you separate from everyone else.
You
except
can't see anyone else.
Can't have a phone. Because, you know, when I was in that
Half
villa...
like jail a bit, isn't it?
But to be fair, it was...
Padded up with one person and no phone.
but it was, in a way, it was nice.
Yeah.
Because we are addicted to our phones. You can't
Yeah,
say enough.
we are,
You
man.
You wake up in the morning, you
We
check
are,
your phone.
lad.
Before you go to bed, you're on your phone.
100%.
And I literally had no phone, so I was just on my own thoughts.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I think if you're not strong in your own thoughts as well,
100%.
it can be hard. But then that's where you got to
100%,
learn to be comfortable and strong in your own thoughts. But like I said,
Definitely.
I woke up in the morning, we went for a run, and I had gone from now, like before that villa, working 6 days a week on a building site. So I had all that, you know,
Routine and
routine with the
structures,
boys,
you were
speaking
saying
with the boys
last
on
night.
site, then going to gym after work with the boys. So being from that,
Always having discipline.
yeah.
Yeah, that's obviously.
So then
you went
just having
into
nothing in
Yeah.
that villa then. So for me, I enjoyed it, but 3 weeks is a long time just with no connection to anyone. So I couldn't wait to get in the main villa then just to see other
Someone.
people.
Yeah.
Just can't wait to get in there, get stuck in and see someone. And,
100%.
that was bad.
But I was thinking, obviously, that we'll talk about in a minute, like, but as we were mentioning last night as well, don't wanna, like, sort of, everyone knows there's Liam, the feather who's won Love Island, the lad, the young lad, and obviously you mentioned there's we one who as well want to sort of get across the person you was before as well.
Course,
like,
well, yeah.
you're still a normal lad, as you say, like one of the lads like us and come out with us. So, like, obviously, bring up like what your previous life before was before Love Island and the person you was like. What was you up to? What type of person you was as well?
I mean, people see me now, like you said, just this guy was on TV. So
Exactly.
They don't know me, you know.
Exactly.
Like
That's their perception, not all their
Perception,
life. Like, you are just this guy who's been on TV all their life.
And they got a good perception or a bad perception, judging what they saw on TV. But then, you know, there's so many more layers to me underneath. You just saw what was on TV, you know. So for me, left school when I was 15.
Yeah.
So what, 15 was
I
you?
was young once, I'm the youngest in the year. So like,
okay, so
my
you left.
birthday was after we left school.
I was going to say, did you get kicked out? Or something? Like the lad to get kicked out.
School for me, I was, you know, I enjoyed it. You know, it was nothing. I wasn't very academic, you know, but
Quite sporty though, you'd always do
I
sports.
love sport, you know.
Like, you were getting into
Rugby.
boxing and that,
Yeah.
man.
Rugby maybe, because
Rugby,
rugby's big in
rugby,
Wales,
isn't
isn't it?
Football was my main thing. But I was good at football when I was younger.
Yeah.
Then I grew taller and I was fucking awkward as well. I was used to that, bro.
Can't
When did you-
coordinate that big
I was
body,
too
lads.
big, boy. And you had all the nippy ones.
When did you
I
have the growth spurt then? Like, when did, obviously you're
was about-
6'6" now, aren't you? What? So
was about 14.
14,
15, and I
that's
went
it,
lanky, you know, I was
Did ya?
skinny,
Dead
tall,
skinny.
and everything.
You're
So
6'6" when you were 40, yeah?
Nah, I went about 6'2", 6'3".
Fucking
So then I left school.
all Welsh boys are massive though. aren't they?
I love you. So I said this last night. There's something in the water in that Wales.
Yeah.
You're all sound as fuck, and you're all massive, lad.
There's a
Literally.
lot of big boys on there.
Yeah, they are, man.
But yeah, so then I left school and everyone went off to like college, you know, university, and I
Yeah.
still didn't know what I wanted to do. You know, I was panicking now because, like, you know, my parents own a hairdressing business. My dad's 70, my dad is, and he's had a business 50 years this year.
I've
And,
like a good upbringing with your mum and dad as
yeah,
well. Love
you
the
know,
family
very
and that. Yeah.
fortunate. I've had a good upbringing with them. You know, like
Yeah.
my dad, he started work when he was young, and he's worked all his life. My mother's the same.
Taught you that type of habits and
Yeah.
be that
Yeah, you
person.
can see
Work
that you're
hard.
very close with your family, lads.
Very
you know, with
close,
your
yeah.
sister as well, doing your socials and stuff. It was
That's
nice
it,
to see,
yeah.
man.
Just very close in your family, you know.
Yeah.
And
Boss that.
so I've been lucky to have that, you know. But yeah, so I left school, and then my dad said, "Look, gave a job on the site, on the building site, you know, until you find something else."
Yeah.
Because when you're younger,
Yeah.
no one thinks, I want to go on a building site. They want him to do like something more academic at
Of course,
first.
yeah.
That's the
yeah.
mindset. I think that's the wrong
But to be
mindset.
honest, the best
sometimes.
things are trades. You know,
Course it is,
like,
bro.
you don't really
Yeah.
get taught that, do you? You know what I mean?
You don't.
Yeah.
And like, so
I mean,
I was on site then,
yeah.
and like, you know, I was just turned 16 on
Yeah.
site. I was all old man and everything. I was coming home, and I grew up like that.
Yeah.
Like, just straight
So
away.
that's why you. So
Yeah.
is that one of the reasons why you're out? Because I got
Massive,
this first
yeah.
impression when I met you the night before and couldn't believe how young you was and how mature and
Yeah.
you know
The way
how
you carry
switched on you
yourself,
was,
lad,
the way you carry
seem
yourself.
very old,
Yeah, but that's the reason why, because I was surrounded by men. I couldn't be on site that big a child, could I?
Proper hard and never on site.
So I was coming home, man. My parents just noticing a change in me straight away, and all of a sudden I was working for a bricklayer.
Okay.
I thought,
So how
"That's
old
pretty
was
good."
you then?
So I was 16.
Okay, so
Yeah,
16 you switched over to that
16,
stage.
yeah. And like, so everyone, all my other mates going to college, uni, and like, they weren't earning money or anything.
No, at this point in your head, what was you think? Was you just like, I just want to try and sort of farm myself? Like, it doesn't really matter like what I'm doing. I'm just sort of exploring.
Or was it more the money? You were making money at that young age.
I was earning money. I was earning £200 a week cash.
That's a lot of money when you're 16.
Like goals in your mind. What was it?
£200 a week when you're 16.
Oh, yeah,
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You were a baller.
I was buying everyone drinks.
Yeah.
The big boy dance.
But like, I still didn't have a plan in my head, but I thought, I was looking at the boys on site, and I thought, I don't want to be here for the rest of my life.
Of course, some of the conversations on that site, lad.
I want to say, did you have that in your head? Like, right, I know I'm not like where I want to be now, but I've got goals where I want to go to in my life.
Yeah, I don't know if even they kicked in, but I just wanted to be, I know I always wanted to be, happy and just earn a lot of money. But as time went on, I could see some of these bricklayers earning a good money on site. Like, so I was, time went on, and I left this one brickie, went to start with another brickie. When I was 16, I was going to be this first brickie a couple of months.
Yeah.
And this guy, and he said, look, if you want to start an apprenticeship, you can have an apprenticeship with me. So I thought, let's go for it. I was telling my dad how much he was earning, because I had a little inkling. My dad said, it was cracking money, it's good money, if you can handle the yard work.
And you were 16 at this time.
16.
Yeah.
So
I was working at McDonald's, didn't me?
Pizza Hut on £3
He was on freezing pizza Hut, lads.
Salad boy, lads.
But I thought, look, at 16, I just flicked the switch in my mind. I ended 16, turning 17. I thought I'd happly stay over the rest of my life on a building site. Because I loved the graft.
Really?
I love the graft.
That's insane.
So you enjoyed actually doing it?
Loved it.
That's just insane to think that, like, at that age, wasn't very long ago, that, like, that's like 5 years ago, and you're in your head, like, I could be here for life, and that's where you are now. It's insane.
It was, but I thrived off waking up in the morning, going. It was hard at first because I was on shit money and everything. Once I started on, the money was coming in, the big money, I was like, I could love this. But I always wanted, I never wanted to just be a one-man band forever. I wanted to either have boys under me, or just build my own houses, and then
so you've always had that passion to like succeed in what you were doing, not just settling for less.
You sound very goal oriented.
Yeah, it was
motivated regardless.
Loads of bricklayers, but I want to be different to just the.
Of course,
I wanted to have my own thing, my name on there.
Yeah. That drive and a lad and going to that next level, not just doing that specific thing. It's like anyone who goes into a workplace, they always should really want to go. The next step. Exactly. A lot of people just stay in the comfort zone.
You do. Like, and I didn't want to be comfortable. I wanted to be more than comfortable. But I came to 17 in the first seat. Did a holiday Magaluf. 16.
I was there when I was 16.
You were 16,
You never went. I went. It's a laugh, innit? It's a laugh.
First week away from the family. And
do you remember much of that? Do you remember much of that holiday? Or just...
I do remember bits.
What's the club there called? BCM?
BCM.
Yeah, did you go there?
That was our first proper.
You get your free drinks in there, don't you, as well, when you get your ticket?
Yeah, you get a band.
Yeah, you get a band.
Is it?
Yeah, you get a band, free drinks.
I need that on my beef, don't you?
Back home, we hadn't been really... We got out a couple of times. We were 16, so we couldn't
get
in.
A lot of years we went as well.
I was about 15.
All the Welsh boys.
I missed them big lads out of these.
We were out in Magaluf and thinking with the dogs bollocks. We thought we ran in the town. If I look back now, I was a clueless 16-year-old. I thought we were big men drinking in the pubs.
Yeah, of course. It's a laugh, innit?
It was good. It was good all day. But then Ibiza when I was 17 then. And that was just, that was awesome, brilliant. And
then, when you were 17 the first time, I think that was like, we went quite early today.
We were early,
I think it opened your mind a bit up that it, like when you're going somewhere, like, as we talked about.
Where did you stay? Where did you stay as well?
We stayed at...
We were in Jet, weren't we, our first year? Yeah. Crazy place, that. Was it San Antonio?
It was San An at the back.
So it was messy then?
Yeah. It was
when you're doing your lads holiday in there for your first one.
Funny story, because the first holiday, we went out the first night, went to Circle Loco in DC10.
Gaff, man.
And it was just, Circle Loco,
DC10.
We were in there like, you're like, we've made it.
Yeah.
But we got so fucked, right? And then got back to the apartment. I was up being sick all night. The next day, I was being sick all day. And we were out in the night then, and we done my Mambo's, and my arm was covered up in a rash.
Was it?
I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Was it? Yeah.
That's heavy.
So I went to the pharmacy, said, look, there's something wrong with me, you need to go see the doctor. So I went to the hospital.
This is the first time
what was the rash? Was it like
always
a red rash or something?
Just blotchy rash all over me. So I went in, and I said, what's wrong with me? And I was English, they were Spanish, it was
hard. I've been there myself. That happened my first season, when I was
horrible. So then he went in then, and the woman said you got an allergic reaction to something. So I had drank someone's drink, or I'd done something.
Probably the hotel you were staying in and sat on. Probably got bit by one of them bugs.
She said, she said, pull your kegs down. She had inject me in the bum.
Sure, she might have been into it. Was she Spanish lady, was she? Probably into you, wasn't she?
Wanted a bit there, like.
Yeah, take your pants down. Come on, girl.
She had no drink for the next few days.
Why was she injecting your ass, do you think? You know what I mean? Like, I've got a vash in your arm. What in the right frame of mind? I want to jab him in the ass.
Anyway, so that happened then. So I was like, so that holiday was a bit of a write-off. Still, you know, it was good to be out there.
Yeah.
But then the second
No,
time
when you went at that point, did you ever think, I want to live there? Was that
not
in
at
your
that
mind?
point.
Yeah,
Not at that point.
Obviously not after that second
yeah,
day anyway.
Yeah.
And then when I was 18 then, we went again. It was more like, you know.
I feel like the first
more
time you
switched
go,
on.
lad, it's always the worst. And then the second, you're a bit, you know where everything is at that point.
The first time we just didn't, we felt out of our comfort zone, you know, and we just like, so when the second time we went then, we knew where everything was.
Yeah, you know, don't
we
you?
booked things in advance.
Yeah.
We went to Ocean Beach,
funny when you
and I was
just
like,
land
this is the gaff.
Ocean Beach, man.
Yeah. So I was like, this is banging. Like, so I enjoyed that. Come home, man, and then the next year.
But you were going home and then still doing your bricklaying. So you were still going straight back into work.
Straight back into
So
bricklaying.
as soon, did you have any much time off? Did you travel anywhere? Was it straight back into work?
Nah, straight back into work.
Straight back up at like half
I was
6,
like
whatever.
18 then. I was like,
So you were still
I thought,
grinding.
still grinding. And went straight back to it. And the following year came round then, and I thought, like, why not do it? Why do a season? Because it never crossed my mind doing a
Is
season.
anyone you know done a season or like?
No one I know
You
done
were
a
the
season.
first one.
From my town. Like, I knew a couple of people who've done it, but they worked in like
Of course.
bars out there. But like, no one in my town
Not
actually
done it properly.
you know, they'd gone for it. So like, I don't know. I told my parents. I said, I've applied for Ocean
What
Beach.
was
They
their
said,
reaction?
why
Oh,
you-
so you had applied for Ocean.
I
This was
played-
your first job being in like
first
That's
job,
why I
yeah.
met you.
What was
didn't it,
their
really?
reaction to it? Like, 'cause I bet you wasn't the greatest, but you've got this nice job bricklaying. Like, a
What was
lot
it?
of parents can
So
be like,
they
what
were
are
like-
you
okay.
doing?
They
Throwing
were,
that
he
away.
said that. He said,
really?
"Why, don't be stupid now. You've
Really,
got to
yeah.
finish off your apprenticeship. You can have a good career." But then they realised then, you know, that's just like the wrong mentality, and they knew that.
It's
like,
good that they realise.
they
How long
realise
did it
that,
take
yeah?
them to realise that?
So before I went, a couple of weeks before I went, they said, "Look, you actually, you know, it's a good opportunity
Yeah,
for him." And
Definitely,
so
lad.
when I went out there to work, and I went out on my own. I was 19, flew out on my own.
Where'd
went
you
straight
stay, lad?
to an Apollo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Apollo.
Apollo.
Yeah, shout out to Apollo. It's my best times in there.
Yeah,
So
some memory.
we went
Yeah,
there, and I
man.
thought, just, you know, jump straight into it, you know, just got
But
it,
you're
got
out in the
involved.
thick of it and not
And you
Apollo.
you realise then, there's other people who are on their own as well.
Yeah.
I
A lot of
expect
people.
everyone's going to know each other out there.
It's good that you've
don't,
went
you know?
straight into a job as well. Obviously, some people go over there and just it's so hard to find a good job in Ibiza. You know,
Yeah.
when you've got that
It's
real
difficult,
structure, because
yeah.
a lot of people
Lot-
go over there on commission based
A lot
or
of dodgy employees over there, and
It's
that
a lot
is
of
a
dodgy
lot of people get
So I
fucked
was
over
very
and that.
lucky that
Very
to,
lucky.
you know, to go straight into Apollo
and you
good
meet
accommodation,
everyone then, don't you?
Yeah, meet everyone, and then into a solid job. And you know,
What was
so I
you
went
doing
there.
in Ocean? Like, what was your actual job?
So I was a
there?
host.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
the main guy, lad.
No,
he was the fresh man on the
Let
door, lad.
people know, but I'm giving them the insight to people.
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah,
man. I was
yeah.
there
So
with
go
people,
back to what you were
giving
doing
the
in
people
Ocean
the
then.
insight, like-
So I applied for the host job. So we had an interview in London. So me and my mate went, he came with me,
Yeah.
and we stayed there for the night. And we walked into the interview, and I thought, it's going to be a formal interview or something. You know, we walked
Yeah.
into W Hotel in the STK bit.
Yeah.
Lovely
And I'd
that.
never been to London now with
Yeah,
I mean,
first time.
First time I've been with my mother
Big
when I was a
city
kid.
and that,
like, so
lads,
we
yeah.
walking around now.
Nice
like,
feeling, lad, isn't it?
mad
It
feeling,
is.
you know,
Even
like,
me, lad, my first time was a bit older, lad. It's a bit of bit overwhelmed. Not
It is,
overwhelmed, but
it
it's
is,
like,
yeah.
when you obviously you're probably another level because you're from a
Yeah.
smaller town.
you feel like a little small fish in a big
I love
pond,
it.
I mean. But it was, so we walk around and we went in. So I went to the main desk. I said, I'm here for an interview with Ocean Beach? He said, yeah, through there. So I went into the STK. I was like, there's no interview in here. It was a party going on the left hand side.
Really, yeah.
With
What
beers
time was
everywhere,
this? What time was
beers everywhere,
this?
champagne. This was like 1 o'clock.
And
2
this
o'clock
was
in
the
mid-
Ocean sorted interview, was it?
Yeah,
And
so
it was
I
just
said,
a variety of people getting interviewed,
Yeah.
just partying.
It was, yeah. So I walked there. I said, you said the interview's in here? I said, yes, there. I just walked over. Birds everywhere.
Was there?
Got Truman in the corner. You know, doing interviews. I was like, surely not. And Nicola, then, the woman who was in charge, she come over to me, Liam, and I was like,
Yeah, no,
fucking
Nicola,
hell,
she's a lovely girl.
She's lovely,
Very
yeah.
good
And
girl.
my mate was like, he's a bit older than me, my mate. He's still, you know. And he was like,
Yeah,
if you
fell
don't
off.
get this job, you failed in life. So
Yeah.
I thought, you know, and I went
Big
over.
pressure.
It's
on
good that
you
he's
there.
went down with you as well and
Yeah,
supported you there. He's
yeah.
still
Yeah,
good
bro.
mates with him from this day as well.
Yeah, real good.
Did you
mates,
always
yeah,
mates with lads you were older than you then, or was you like, have you still
So,
got lads you were
I got mates who were my age, and then we got a close group of my age up until like 25.
Mm.
But I got my other group then who was like in the 30s. You know what I mean? So when I was younger, they kind of took me under the wing.
Yeah.
Because I kind of looked older, I was going out town a bit.
Yeah,
And
I'm
they
just
just
saying, I can
naturally
tell,
took me-
wondering why that's why you're a bit more
Yeah.
mature for
They
yourself.
did though, yeah, they just took me under the wing and we
It does
got
make you
closer.
mature, man, when
Yeah,
you're
it
around
does.
like older
It
people
does,
like
yeah.
that.
You like I said, you can't go being a kid around the old feet, and
That's
you're
it.
just forced to grow up.
As
then,
they
and-
say, lad, the people you surround yourself with, you'll be the product of that. That's what
Of
they
course,
say.
yeah,
you know?
of course. And that's why going through life, people have taken me serious.
100%.
because the way I act.
Yeah.
And they find out my age and they're like, fuck, you know, he's no way he's old. Like,
Yeah.
that's
What
why I
was the
brought
lad
some
what you were telling us on the way here?
petitions.
There was a petition where
something like, so when I was on the show on Love Island, people refused to believe I was 21. Like, so like
Come on, people get a grip,
she
man.
had to do a hashtag.
Give
Every
that lad a
photo,
break.
my sister ran my account. Every photo she put on, she had a hashtag #E21, and then all her friends.
That's clever there, though, lad. That creates a bit of controversy.
but
that as
everyone,
well.
but no one believed it. It was a news article come out.
I think I've seen it.
No
Lads.
Was it?
way,
Yeah,
no way,
didn't you?
21 and stuff like that. And like,
I thought, what do you think? You were like some scammer lad on a fake passport?
No, but not even
or
that. That was
something?
like Love Island. No, and he basically feed the whole database to you, don't he? You know, you are, what you are.
Yeah,
So
so
see you
do I.
clearly. You know, it's
but
just
like,
people.
but people like it's a joke and sometimes. Oh,
Yeah.
he's no way 21, but people really took it serious.
Yeah.
You know?
Love to know how many petitions, sign-ups that petition.
But yeah, so after I done, working out in Ocean Beach, and when I got out there, I was like, fuck, this is like
You go quite early in Ocean as well. I think you
mate.
get the end of
What?
April.
end of April, May
Yeah,
the
so
May the
you're
first.
there,
I got
you're there
it.
for the
Not
full
very
summer,
open
aren't you?
at that point as well, is it?
What's that?
There's not an area like big open at that point.
It
as
wasn't
well, is
small
there?
opening.
It's just Ocean
But I got
opening,
out there,
soft
and like,
opening.
it's my first proper time. I've been on holiday with the family, but
Yeah.
like right, I got 6 months on my own here.
Yeah,
and, all,
man.
Yeah.
and like all the boys are back, and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
me. Is where I'm gonna develop now. Like then become like when I want to, someone I want to be. You know, so,
Yeah, man.
What
Giving you-
was it that made you like sort of just take that leap as well? That was just something in your head like that one
just
day,
knew.
or
like, I
my
said-
sister was going to Australia,
Okay.
and I thought, I wanna do something as well. And I thought, fuck it, Ibiza,
Yeah.
let's get out there. And
You just sort of know, don't you?
yeah, and it
I
was,
was like that.
just
with-
calling you at the islands.
it was cool, and I
Yeah.
got out there, and it was the best 6 months.
It
of
is
my
the
life.
best thing you've probably ever
Best
done as
6
well,
months.
obviously, besides the show and stuff like that. But it's one of the best. It's 100% one of the best things you've ever done, really, isn't it? Because
Tell you what, the show changed my life.
Yeah.
That was the year it changed my life. But 2019 was the best year of my life.
Was
best
it, yeah.
summer, weren't it?
Was
Best
it, yeah.
summer,
It
like,
was. It
best
was up
summer.
there.
2019
like,
Ibiza
that's still today
season.
might date the best time
I don't think you'll ever beat
that.
that season. You know, it will be.
because it was the last one
Pre-COVID,
before
man,
COVID.
it's something in the air was just going on, lad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was.
It was like, it was just, I met so many people, see so many different experiences and everything, and you can't
Doing it
buy
properly.
that. I mean, it was like,
Priceless, isn't it?
As
It's
you were
just like
saying,
go
lad,
and
that's
tell
probably
people.
helped you as well going onto this show, lad, because
course,
you're
yeah.
literally getting through in with random people and being forced to communicate and speak to people of
Exactly.
different cultures.
yeah,
That's
you just get
probably
because some
helped you.
people who've just stayed in their towns, they keep themselves to themselves. And it's hard for them to go out and talk to people.
Definitely.
But when I was working in Ocean Beach, that's when the casting crew from Love Island found me.
Ah, was you?
Ah,
Yeah.
okay,
Did
was
you get
it? Yeah.
scouted? Did you then?
Yeah,
So who was it that approached? It was like a young woman
Yeah,
or
it was
a
two
man
girls. They
Was you thinking it was bullshit at first?
no, because, I tell you what. Actually, before I went on the show, before I went to Ocean Beach,
Yeah.
2019, it was like January, February. I had the Ocean Beach interview in London on Saturday.
Okay.
On the Friday, I had an interview for
Okay.
Love Island in Cardiff on
Oh,
Friday.
okay.
Ah, mad.
So I
My
thought I'd
guy.
go for the interview for that. Like, I was 19.
It's all
then.
happening.
So I went
Yeah.
there, and the next day I had the interview for Ocean Beach. Nothing came in the Love Island, and I had the job in Ocean Beach. So happy days. It was a win-win for me.
So that, sorry, was that 2019 you said?
2019.
Yeah, oh, so you'd already been asked already.
So I
yeah.
applied for it in 2019.
Ah, right.
But I'm so glad they didn't accept me going there because I was a kid. I mean, if I look back at myself on TV now, when I was 19,
So that was before.
I was
So you went to
18.
be going on the year before, was that?
I was meant to go on in 2019.
Okay.
Because lad, yeah, that summer probably matured. It was like
Yeah.
in terms of more of
I
a
You
think
needed
man.
that
that
summer,
summer,
didn't
I would much prefer the Ibiza than the Love Island
Yeah.
at that point.
And you sort of experience as well when you go onto them tables and stuff like the levels of life that people live and stuff like that. So it
Yeah.
really opens your eyes to the real world.
Even
That's
just
what-
being in Ocean, as you said, working here, lad, you're probably seeing like millionaires every day just
Seeing this
buying
money coming out, I
bottles.
was like,
and
I
that.
didn't know people had this money. You know,
Yeah.
like, I know you
Yeah.
have millions.
You've probably never seen that
Especially
and where
your
you're from
time,
as well.
It's unheard of, probably in your
Of course,
like, in a,
boy,
sh-
like,
in a
people back home, some people do well, but there's no going out to a club and spending $5,000. It's just and so seeing that,
normal
I was
day in
like, it was
Ibiza.
mad.
innit?
So how small is your town where you're from? Like, you know, when you say a small town, was it like...
So it's like the valleys, they call it.
Okay.
You've got
Yeah,
different towns throughout the
A lot of
valleys.
sick men from the valleys. lad,
Yeah.
I love it.
So what's it actually called, the town that where you're from?
Merthyr Tydfil.
Okay.
Merthyr Tydfil. That's, I
I was going to say that, but I wouldn't be able to say that.
I love
Oh, and I can try and pronounce that,
Tydfil.
Merthyr Tydfil.
That's what I
Ah, yes.
But,
Echemis.
But I love my town.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I love the people. I love everything. I love everything about it. And, but it's a small town. It's like it's a fair sized town. It's
Yeah.
like 80,000 population.
Yeah.
Which is fair size.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah. I don't know what if that's
Yeah, yeah,
proportion to
yeah.
Liverpool.
But
Like,
like,
on
we're about half hour from Cardiff. So Cardiff's a big city.
Oh, yeah,
Cardiff's a
Cardiff.
good city.
Cardiff, the capital.
Cardiff's the capital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cardiff's capital. There's nothing on London, but
Of
it's still a
course.
it's good cracking night out there.
Yeah,
Real good
yeah.
night out.
Yeah.
We'll have to get there one
I know,
day.
we'll
You
have
have to
to.
show us the ropes down there.
Yeah,
Like.
you have to come down. So they obviously went out to, Ibiza, and it was a big thing. All the gone out there to work, and it was mad. People from back home and come to Ibiza and see me out there.
Seeing you.
You've
And in
already
my
got that bit
uniform
of...
and
It was
everything.
smart, the uniform, the white uniform,
that's
innit?
it.
You've already
Polo,
got
we
that
used to
little
see it on the
that's
door.
it,
Sometimes I used to
that's it.
walk past Ocean all the time and see it, and have a little
Yeah,
chat
that's
to you
right.
and stuff. But you were always on the door waiting sometimes, or inside the VIP and that.
Inside it, yeah. With the
You've
horse
already got
inside.
that little feeling then of all people supporting you as well already, haven't you? Like, because you're probably just say the big fish in your town and like going out to Ibiza, so you probably already had a bit of attention from that, haven't you?
I was like putting photos. I remember with all the ocean girls. They were all in the bikinis.
Yeah.
I was in a swimsuit, and we got a photo.
With your top off.
With your top off.
Ah,
And
let's see
I put
this.
that on and back home. Everyone
Let's
was
see.
like, "Oh my god!"
That's what I'm saying, little
Liam's
things like.
made it.
So,
Liam's made
yeah,
it.
right as well. What, obviously, what was your following on before Ocean
So
on Instagram? Because what are you now?
I'm on just under 1.1 million. But then before Ocean Beach, I was on about 2,000.
Barely, yeah.
And
Wow.
I come home from Ibiza then. And before I was on about 4,500. So before
Yeah.
that, I was on about 4,800, 5,000.
So
Mad
even,
that, innit?
you
Might
see
be
some
just-
growth from Ocean as well, don't you?
Yeah,
Where you're
Yeah,
meeting
that's what I'm
people.
saying. That's like 3,000 just off natural, organic followers.
Don't know if
isn't
you
it?
can see this. Can you see me anyway?
Yeah, I can see it. At least zoom in.
So I was saying that people call me out here. Like,
Look
Hugh
at that.
Hefner.
Look at that guy.
It is, lad. I bet you know, one of your charmers like, who's this bad man?
He was. What's
you-
the fella? What's the fella? Like,
Fresh
what's
day,
the
lad. You
fella?
looking just the same now, man. It's mad, lad.
Fresh man.
You know, lad.
Yeah, lad.
But I was like, I'm loving it. And I was loving it, you know what I mean? So,
You already
saying-
feel like a bit of a rock star anyway,
Yeah,
don't you?
I was
Lad,
loving
when
it.
you're
That
being like,
feeling must have been good, man.
bro, it was unreal, like.
But like, was there much like, obviously when you're going on shift and stuff, because you were quite straight-headed in a way, you know what I mean? So obviously were you doing much drinking on the shift, or how did you manage your days and work? 'Cause you were working
So-
6 days a week, weren't you?
Yeah,
5
it's
to
like
6.
6-7 days a week.
Long days, sometimes 7. And then you have,
Would you say that helped you over there? Because you've always been in a
it
bit
keeps
of
you
a
in
routine.
routine, doesn't it?
It does,
But
but
it doesn't.
you
do the
don't always
same,
want to
yeah.
be in a routine. You just want to go out and enjoy
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, of
So I'd be
course.
going
Back
up.
to Apollo, and then you're like,
Yeah.
someone's got a plan, haven't they?
You go
So
to
you
a
think you're
party.
staying in and your door's getting knocked on,
And
you're
you're a
out again.
muppet if you
Yeah.
don't, lad, aren't you?
You're
Listen,
muppet, yeah.
Get FOMO, don't you, bad?
Yeah.
Get
So,
FOMO,
like,
bad.
when I go to work, do like a 10-hour shift in work in the hot sun. Then you go out to a club in the night, and then you party until 8, 9 next morning, and start work at 12 then. So it's like,
The IP for lifestyle,
yeah,
innit?
bro. So I always
Takes
in
years
work,
off you,
and I'm
don't
like,
it?
I'm in work, glasses on, I'm just
Yeah.
out of it. So then, drinking in the afternoon and try and bring me, bring
Trying to
myself
bring you back to
around
life.
and to bring me more chatty and everything, and then go back out the next night after. Then it's a constant cycle, and
It is.
I lost so much weight when I come home.
Yeah.
Just because you run into work.
I put a beer belly on. I'm the opposite, lad. Like, I just put up a big beer
Nah,
belly.
but you go
mate.
like skinny chubby, you know.
Skinny
It's
chubby.
like you
Fat
lose
on
all the
those
You just
muscle
look
and
unwell,
put
don't
fat
you?
on,
You
lad.
look
Yeah,
unwell, don't
unhealthy. You look unhealthy, lad.
Yeah.
All the Stormy daiquiris and that I used to drink in there,
bad, bro.
Ocean.
But like, because like you rush into work and then you finish work, you rush into the club, and so you're just not eating like as much as I used to. But so I did
Big
lose
lad
weight.
as well, aren't you? Like, you need them more food
Yeah,
than probably the coffee.
But that was obviously best summer of my life, unreal. But I went out then the following year, and I did a month out there, no working. And
So that was 2019.
2020. 2019, I worked at
2020.
Ocean Beach. 2020, I just went out there for a month,
Right, okay.
and
yeah, man.
I probably enjoyed that.
Was that the year that I seen you when you were eating all your good food
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
runs?
yeah.
That was the year
Oh, yeah,
before
so
you went on
in
the show,
COVID,
weren't
weren't
it?
you?
Yeah,
We were in
We were over
COVID
there,
that year,
weren't we?
weren't
That's
we?
what
COVID,
we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
COVID
yeah,
year,
that's
weren't
right.
it?
So we had that break, COVID finished, and everyone went out then on holiday, didn't they?
Kept disciplined a little bit.
Yeah,
Not-
so I was running
Not
every
was
day.
open, was
'cause
it?
I was thinking, is he going on to something because you look so disciplined? Did you not
Yeah.
know then?
No,
Did you
I
not
didn't
know
have no
then?
clue then, bro.
Ah,
no.
okay. But you were getting yourself in peak condition without you even...
Just keep myself, just because I want to, like,
Because it's a nice, you can have a nice life over
You
there,
can have a
can't
nice
you?
life.
Yeah,
I just
you
want to
can,
go out there,
definitely.
go for dinner, and you go for stay fit, and just that side of
A lot of
life
scenery
is
as
it.
well. It's
Of
not
course
a
it
different
will.
mountain she, yeah.
I rented a car for a week, and I rented a moped for 3 weeks for the
Yeah.
month I was there.
Remember you?
Best
Remember you?
decision I did, bro, because I just went to all the different beaches,
beaches, yeah.
everything.
Young,
It's like,
care and free in it, lad. Just
Yeah,
living life in it,
people
lad.
don't understand how nice Ibiza is.
No, it is.
They
It's a
just
good island. They see the
s-
madness, don't they? Because
madness,
when you
bro.
go on holiday there, for example, you with all the lads and all the, and obviously the girls,
Yeah,
the
you're not
girls,
going sightseeing,
you're just
are you?
going straight. You're just going straight. You know,
Straight
bang
into
on
it.
You're
it,
not
aren't
going
you?
sightseeing with the lads in Ibiza, are you, lads? Unless you're
Exactly.
living there.
Where
unless
would
you're
you
there.
say like is your best sort of spot on Ibiza? Like, as you were quite a beach guy when you went to beaches all the time, and
You
obviously
got
like the
up
highest
north,
point.
and you got Like Santa Eulalia. It's like
Did you go to Formentera ever?
Formentera.
Get the boat over, don't you? I have actually never been, man.
Bro.
Being there 7 seasons, never been.
Banging. It was really. It's like they call the Maldives.
Yeah,
it is. Like the waters is just clear.
Real worth going. You got like Calabasas Beach Club. That's it's on the beach.
Cocktail
on the beach. All that really good.
There's loads. I don't feel like Ibiza advertises it as much because obviously it's such a club orientated place.
Or we're just not looking in the right places.
Probably not.
It's known for
I've been a few nice places. To be fair.
It's known, like my mates from back home, they say I can never do more than a week in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Because my head will be shot.
You can know if you manage your days.
That's out me, lad.
Yeah, they say you're just doing it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
In your head, you think you're supposed to Ibiza.
You need to squeeze everything in that week and stuff, but you can actually have some nice days where some people used to come over and see us, and obviously we'd have our own place and stuff, and we'd take them around a little bit of sightseeing and stuff.
Yeah, we'd take them to places they've never seen, and like places you wouldn't go on a normal holiday, lads, you know what I mean?
Of course, and I said to my mates, if you go over there now, come with me and we'll do, say we do 2 weeks. We'll go to actually nice places and it'll be the best.
Split it up a bit then,
highest point, feds are these type of places.
People don't do these things.
Priceless, aren't they?
If you do 2 weeks, you can split it up a bit then as well. Like, because you're there that week, you're like, you want to go something every night. 2 weeks, lad, you've got to be able to go this one night, be able to do something more chilled the next night.
Have a mad one a few nights and then go and some chill night. You've got to break it up,
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Ibiza was a massive part of my, still a massive part of my life now. And like,
would you recommend it to anyone who's watching this as well?
Definitely anyone if you like, if you're younger, even if you're not younger. I know people who started their first season, they were 26, 27.
Even who's a bit lost in life,
lad. There's no cap, but I think I got mates back home and who think, you leave school, get a job, get engaged, and have a baby. That's like there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
But then if that's not for everyone,
it's not.
And if you want to fuck off and do a season when you're 28, I think there's nothing wrong with that either.
And a lot of people are probably unhappy because they're conditioned to think that as well. Like, this is the life I've got to live, and you don't want to, lads. You don't, as you say, you don't have to, lad. It's whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
And if you want to go and explore, lad, go fucking explore.
It's like stepping out your comfort zone, and like a lot of people are comfortable and think, oh, how do you do that? And people say, oh, how do you go to Ibiza? I'm like, well, you just get a flight there and just go for it.
You just go out there and you just
jump in the thick of it.
It's like the land of opportunity as well. There's lots of opportunity there, but not just Ibiza. Like, this is anywhere in the world, so I'm not just saying Ibiza, but we mean, anywhere.
Go anywhere.
Be anywhere.
Any place in the world.
Go Tenerife and
exactly.
Yeah, it is.
But what used to bug me was people, I'd go out there and they say, I wish I could do what you're doing. I say, what do you mean you can wish you do what I'm doing? You can do it. It's Ibiza. You catch a flight and you get out there.
Yeah.
They say, I wish I can't. I said, you can though.
I understand that with Love Island, lad, but Ibiza's different.
It's different.
You can do it.
All you got to do is book that flight and get out there. He said, "There's no wishing. You just got to have the ball to do it, and like
definitely.
And people do it. So if you want to do a season, then 1,000,000%
recommend it.
It's obviously difficult now with
Brexit.
You've left the EU. It's just difficult now.
There's ways though, isn't it? Even if you do like a little month or two.
I think if you're an actual worker, lad, it's quite easy. You can get a contract in a bank and that, but you need to be if you're an actual worker, like working there, you're good.
But yeah, exactly. You can do a month. If you save up, did a month out there, I promise it'll be the best month of your life.
Yeah,
100%. And like you said, even going to Bali.
Exactly.
One of the boys has gone to Bali. Kegs.
Kegs
has gone out to Bali.
He's done his own podcast on it.
Kegs.
Shout out to Kegs.
Shout out to Kegs.
Sick man him.
But honestly, I feel anyone from cities or even small towns,
definitely not.
You need to get yourself out of there and just go and see it because there's so much of the world to see.
It gives you, sorry to interrupt, but it gives you them like people skills as well, where like you're around all different types of people, different backgrounds, different cultures. Where when you're from your same little area, it's always the same type of people, same type of, and you sort of understand there's like people out there who can just have the same mindset and stuff.
Of course it is, and like I learned when I went to Ibiza, I learned a lot of other people. Because they're from different areas, different backgrounds, and I incorporated that into myself.
Definitely not.
Because you do when you go places, you spend so much time with people, and it was nice to go see other people and different lives.
Even if they live a bit different, but we're all ashamed at the end of the day, aren't we, lad? And that's what you get. Exactly. Like, forget all this stigma you've got. Forget the stigma you've got in your head just because they're from somewhere else.
Even the Spanish people, like you meet some obviously with Ocean as well. There's a few people who aren't from like England and in Ocean as well, and you realise like, wow, he's very similar to me.
Very similar, but it sounds well like I know people who. A lot of people say, when you go on holiday, the Spanish are rude. But like,
you half understand it though, don't you? You know, like
they come into their country.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, obviously they I remember I served a table in Ocean Beach, right?
Yeah.
And these boys, they just these lads, and they would just
just
thought they were dogs bollocks.
Probably know what they are.
They got to me. They said, oh, we went to any clubs you recommend? They said we went to where did they go? They went.
Have them black and gold shorts and like the Versace ones. Bobby all had them on, didn't he, lads?
What's the one? No, the one with the cherry, the club.
Oh, yeah,
Pasha.
Pasha. They said we went to Pasha last night. And he said, oh, you know what? They said, you know what Pasha's like? Oh, it's full of foreigners, isn't it?
Yeah,
But they are the foreigners. They are the
You're the
locals. You're the
foreigner,
foreigner.
because it is very Spanish oriented. That's why I like Pasha. Remember Flower Power?
Spain, innit? You're in Spain, bro.
It's like a Spanish movie. It's like full of fucking Brits over there. It's obviously that.
Like Flower Power was a good night. Did you ever go there in Pasha? Where you get like dressed up, because Ocean used to do a few nights out there, didn't he? But that was a good experience, good night. Don't know if it's still on there, like, but I mean, that was up there with one of the best experiences.
It was some real good nights.
It was.
Right before was massive. I recommend it to anyone.
Definitely.
But then, so I was supposed to go on the winter Love Island.
Right. Oh, was you?
When they phoned me,
it's always been shut, and that's calling you a bit early, and
so when they came to Ibiza,
was that distracted a little bit at the same time? Like, was it sort of like thinking, like, was it ever like doing your head in a little bit where it's like you don't know where you're like what's happening, or were you sort of just in motion?
It's a big thing to have over.
It's a big thing to have over your head, thinking, am I going or am I coming or going? Can I plan this? But you can't plan this because you might go on that show.
So when they found me in Ocean Beach cast and crew, they said, look, we got to get you on it. And the girl who I did an interview with in Cardiff, she was the same girl who came up to Ibiza, and she came out, I just want to see if you fancy going on Love Island. I said, I had an interview in Cardiff. She said, you really? Because I did them interviews. And she took her glasses off, I took mine off, and we recognised each other then.
You didn't recognise each other with your glasses on?
Yeah, we didn't recognise each other. So they said, look, we got to get you on there this year for the winter one. She said, when you come home now in October, we need you to meet with us. They kept calling me, keeping up, updating me then. And it came to October, I just didn't turn up the interview, and it was like,
you didn't?
No, I just finished season in Ibiza, and I was knackered. I wanted to get back into work, and it just weren't something I wanted at that point. Not something I wanted. So the winter one happened then.
You knew it weren't the right time.
Weren't the right time, bro.
You probably knew that weren't the right time. Lad.
So then the winter one happened, and after the winter one, then they rang me, said, look, you still single? Do you want to go on the summer one? I said, look, why not? Let's go for it. Yeah. Got to the end of the process, going to go on it, then it got cancelled because of COVID.
Okay.
So nothing happened.
It's madness, this, how long it's been going on for.
Then I thought, fuck it, went out to Ibiza for a month then. That was 2020. And then...
that's the year of seeing you, on the runs and stuff.
Summer 21, in January, they rang again saying, hi Liam, wondering if you're still single. I said, yeah, still single. Do you want to go on the summer one this year? I said, yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden, I went on, went through all the meetings and ended up going on it and ended up winning it. So it wasn't too bad, like.
Yeah, but, not bad at all. What was the process like going through it? Is it hard? Is it
it's a hefty process.
Yeah.
So loads of stages and stuff.
Yeah.
What would you say was the most difficult thing on the show? Like, obviously, when you say about people on the show, sort of, maybe like certain situations that are escalating to situations that shouldn't have been. And obviously, you mentioned about the little script that you have to read out and stuff at Millie,
So I went in, and people always said, before Love Island, before I ever went on it, people were like, I wonder if it's scripted, I wonder if it's... And I never knew, so so I got in there, and...
Because it's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be in a way.
It's entertainment, in it, at the end of the day.
It's can't just all do full flow, and you've never even had acting experience before as well, so this is all a brand new experience for you, isn't it?
Of course. So I went in, and... So there's a tannoy through the garden and the whole building. So that controls the voice of God.
Yeah, voice of God
controls everything. And we have your mics on 24/7, and there's 74 cameras within the garden, so they see everything and they hear everything. You can't breathe without them hearing you breathe.
Even like you were saying, when like the half 6 in the morning, when
so
when you're snoring off a little bit, they go wake up.
You're not allowed to masturbate in there.
You can't nothing.
So like
this is already 3 weeks isolation with none of that as well, wasn't it?
Must be horned up there.
So like I say, you wake up in the morning and bright lights come on. Do you ever see us with sunglasses in the morning?
Yeah.
People used to think, why are they putting... But no joke. Them lights come on.
They are
wake
bright.
up dark eye because it's so bright, bro. I've never seen... Because they're designed to wake you up.
Yeah.
And they're bright, so like we wake up... And, like,
same time every morning.
And the voice of God says, right, Diana, sit up, put your mics on. Straight away now. You haven't just straight away. So like... and you don't have much sleep by day. You only have a couple hours sleep. You don't have much sleep at night. I say, 6 hours sleep.
What time would you usually go to bed there? Was it like late ones and that? Or?
Was it a set time you needed to go to bed? Sleep now, Liam?
Well, we had no sense of time. So when I went in, they took my watch off me.
Didn't you have a time, no?
Took my watch
clock
off
at all.
No clocks.
Oh my God. Off there,
they take everything off you. Because the thing is, if you know the time, you got a sense of like, you say, we went to bed at this time last night, or look at the time, why aren't we going to sleep yet?
Yeah.
You don't know the time. They got all the power control over it, didn't they? So, but the producers used to come in and talk to us. The producers are there quite a lot. You just don't see them.
Yeah.
And they'd have a watch on sometimes. We check.
How often would you say they come in a day?
Fucking 6 times a day.
Really,
6 times a day, yeah.
And even when you don't come in the villa,
every single day as well. Probably,
every day, yeah. Even when you're not, like, when they're not in the villa, the boys of God, Liam go to the beach hut.
Yeah.
Go to the beach hut. They had 2 beach huts, so beach hut 1 or beach hut 2, and there'll be a producer there waiting. You know, if they want to talk to you, and it would. So like, when I first got there, they'd say, "What's your plan today? You're gonna go and talk to her. You're gonna pull her for a chat, and when you give her a kiss tonight." I'm like, "What can I let me do anything?"
Let me do my thing, lad.
But if I
let me do me Liam, let me do me ocean guy.
But if they weren't telling me to do
first
that, I would have taken a lot more time for me to do it. And like, we haven't got all the time in the world. You've got a TV show, you need to get on there and get cracking. Because things change so fast, but then it's enhanced by the producers. You know, they like I said, they don't tell you what to do, but they
give you a bit of a nudge.
Yeah, give you a nudge, which is completely. I was in there. I thought, right, like some of the people didn't know. It was like manipulation.
Like you're a single lad, Liam. That's what they were saying in the other villa, weren't you? Like, you're a single lad, Liam. You know, you like, come on. Like,
a lot of people probably were against, like, you know what I mean, that situation.
Yeah, people were,
and you didn't know, lad. You're a young lad, obviously.
What happened?
So yeah, go for it anyway.
But like, no. So like, they I'm not calling them producers.
No, obviously,
because it's a TV show. You know,
of course. It's not out
I knew. I said, look, they've chosen me to go on a show. I'm not going to be a boring fucker. I'm going to think, look, they are, you know, they want to make a TV show, make it exciting. So I'm going to make it, you know, I'm just going to get involved with it, you know. So
that's the most opportunity you get from it then, isn't it? If you make it exciting.
So like, say that, you know, they pull you for chat and say, you know, you're going to do this. So you just get involved with it, and like, and you know, some certain things you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that, but
that's what I'm saying. Was there a time where you thought, I can't do this? Like, was there ever a time when you woke up and thought, I can't do this today? Or were you sort of just in motion all the time? Or was there ever a time in your head where you thought...
woke up, and I had many days I was like, I want to get out there. I want to leave, because they tell you what to do, and you wake up at this time, then do this, then do that. But then you got to remember, in the boiling sun...
You're in this opportunity as well, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a big opportunity. And
exactly.
You're in the hot sun, and Joe, on reflection...
You're seen as one big holiday.
Yeah, it's not a big holiday, because you wake up morning, you got to go over and speak to... People think you're just sunbathing, and it's not like that.
It's not at all, is it?
You're doing a lot. There's a lot of filming, stop, start. But people are like, oh, that's... But I completely respect what the producers have to do, because it's a...
That's what creates the show. What people want to watch.
That's why it's so big, lads, because they know what's good TV.
And they've been doing this for years, and the producers, they know what makes good TV. And if they didn't give me the nudge to do certain things, it'd be not just me, it'd be a boring fucking TV show.
Yeah,
you know? And you've got to keep the viewers watching.
100%. Lad,
even though the viewers probably hated me at some points, but things
I don't think they did, you know, lad. Like,
nah, they wasn't
No, I know that you're probably seeing it a lot.
There was one moment, really, weren't there? Like, obviously, near Mall, weren't it? Newcastle Mall.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all only thing I'd ever seen. You redeemed yourself after it, lad. You know what I mean? You did.
And my sister's running my Instagram account. Yeah. And she said the amount of, like, death threats were coming in.
Really?
Like, people sending
actual death threats.
Yeah, people sending voice notes to her saying, I know Liam's run the account, but I'm going to fucking slice him up when he gets out, slice all his family up.
Really?
I don't give a that, lad, innit?
I
don't care about it. Like, I know it's so bull. No one's going to come and stab me in the street for kissing someone.
No, exactly.
But it's your family having to see that, but I wouldn't deal with
my mother to see that. It was hurtful, and she was so worried.
You're an angel, aren't you? I know what I mean.
Yeah, like people don't. They just saw me as this womanizer, and like I wasn't.
No one who knew you.
I was just a guy going in there, you know, and just going in, do my thing, and you know, end up kissing a girl in Casa Amor, and you know, wasn't proud of what I did everything, because it was upset Millie and all that. But
of course,
it's not. It's in real. That stuff happens in real life. It's
that
not
just happens. I just say it's not like the fairy tale end, and obviously when you've won the show and you settled with Millie, you can't just be just all the way up, lad. You know,
relationships aren't like that.
You know what I mean? That's what makes you stronger as well. That's what probably make you and Millie stronger as well.
Never mind on a telly as well, lad. Where it's like you say, young lads on telly. It's like relationships aren't like that in real life. Never mind with all these add-ons.
Yeah. No, they're doing like people. They think like I said, they saw me for a few weeks on there, and they had this perception of me. Then halfway through, you know, Liam's this, he's that. Obviously, I redeemed myself. Then I pulled it back. Well, that's what made me and Millie stronger. Then, and I think
100%.
That's what kind of made us help us win in a way. Because like, I'm not saying me kissing someone made us win, but you know, it took people on a journey.
Took it on a journey, lad. So you got attached to the Millie and Liam situation.
As we were saying last night, obviously that series, I think, as we were saying, some of the audience were thinking some people were just in it for a bit, like not the actual contestants were in it just for sort of the brand deals. And I think that showed you were a real person, lad. You make mistakes and you can still come back from the mistakes.
Exactly.
And, do you know what I mean? You're still a normal person.
If if I didn't go around,
you were yourself all the way for
Exactly, you're a real
literally-
lad, and I said that last night, and I meant it, lad. You were the realest on there, and that's why you won at the end of the day, lads. 100%.
And it was, you could see some people, you could see through them, and like I thought, look, I'll go in if I'm in it for 5 days. I'm in it for 5 days.
That's the
I've
best
been on Love
mentality,
Island, and that's proud moment.
People putting too much pressure on themselves, things they can't control. Well, like, I need to get this deal. I need to have this.
Yeah, you worry the longer.
Best way to go in there, lad. Like, whatever happens.
You won it, lad, didn't you?
Won, bro. Yeah. So like, but the thing is, I loved my life before.
Of course,
exactly.
So I wasn't going on to change my life. I was going on just to any opportunities come my way and like meet someone, and I wasn't going to like I need to.
A lot of people put too much. As I said to you last night, a lot of people put too much pressure on themselves. Like obviously you've been approached, but you never really like went for it. It was just more like you just done your thing. Obviously went to IB, and it's become where you've been approached.
Exactly,
and it's safe for everyone. You never force. Don't ever force anything. Just if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Did you feel it like you knew like yourself, like when you were going through that in Love Island? Do you feel like at all you thought, right, I am going on to Sutton here to win it, or did you ever think that?
Did you ever think you were going to win?
Never.
Really?
So I was in there, and you look.
I knew you were going to win straight away.
I never thought.
I said to him, Liam's won it. I swear to God, bro, man. I said Liam's. I should have had a little bet on you, lad, but I'm not a betting guy, lad. You know what I mean? But I knew straight away because I just know how sound you are, lad, and how normal you are.
As soon as you went in, lad, he said to me, lad, watch him win this, lad.
I swear to God, lad. I could only see it. I know, man. Did you the lads have a bet on it, did you?
How much did they win?
What were the odds on you winning for the start? You know exactly.
I can't remember. It was high odds.
Yeah. I think
he was the favourite.
He was the
favourite. He was the favourite.
I know, man. He's the favourite over you.
After halfway, it was either fair. I think Jake was favourite.
Okay, was he? Yeah,
favourite for a while. But me and Mills, I think we were favourites then. But we didn't know because I looked in there.
You never know, do you?
You're inside, attacked from the wares, aren't you?
What's going on?
I looked in there. I thought, oh, he's funny. People are gonna like her. She's this, she's that, and people would like her. I thought people are not gonna like me. I'm just a lad from Wales. I didn't think that.
Yeah.
But obviously, time went on. We got saved all the time. Even after Castlemore, when
what was you like them moments that where you get from the mirror? Was you very nervous and that was?
Was it scary when you like the night when you nearly go in that fire pit thing? Was that scary? You're like, I don't want to go now.
Yeah. So now you're up there, you think I don't want to leave now.
Yeah,
man. So you stand there by the fire pit, and my heart was.
How long have you got you waiting for, lads? Because I'm in C. Because on the show they build it up for ages, don't they?
So it's like so they say, right, everyone to the fire pit. Someone gets a text. You go by the fire pit, you sit down. You're sitting down for about 10 minutes so they can get all the shots. And they say, right, everyone stand up. Stand up for another 10 minutes. So it's a suspense going for ages now. Everyone's in silence. So then they say, right, the first text will come through. The first couple saved by the public. 5 minutes. And the next text, someone else will get a text. Blah, blah, Liam and Millie.
You're just shitting a bit here.
So then, another 5 minutes, then she gets a shot. So that goes on.
You're just straight off as well, aren't you? You're just straight.
It's like an hour and a half. That goes on. But it's only shown for about 5 or 10. It seems like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, you waiting there for ages, and like, say now it's 2 people left, 2 couples left. You could be either one in there. So like, then the final couple gets called then, and I used to watch a show and I think, why are people getting upset with someone leaving? Like, get a grip. You know each other. But honestly, bro, like some people would leave and like you just get so caught up because you see you sleep together and you wake up, you do everything together.
Yeah, man.
Especially if you like that person a lot, lads. Like someone you can lean on in there.
You grow that bond, don't you? That's like that's getting you through the villa as well. At the same time, having that someone to talk to as well, which the female person is there for. So time to open up to.
You said you haven't chat these boys, and you didn't know these boys a few weeks ago. Now you've had a wicked bond. And all of a sudden, they're just leaving you and you've got to go on.
Who was some of your best boys?
Any tensions in there any time? Or was there any tension between other lads? Not to say there was, or was there any time where there's a little bit, this is a bit heated, where someone doesn't really get on with someone?
To be fair, the lads always got on.
Yeah, I noticed that though.
Is there any behind the scenes beef and that we don't know about?
So,
Brett. I still get into it.
So Brett, so we, So I don't even really talking about it because you mentioned on it. You've got a podcast every day and you mentioned it.
Did he? Yeah.
You mentioned it. So he came in really late. And he came in and whenever someone came, because I was there from the start basically. So whenever someone came in, I would always make him feel really, really welcome.
Yeah, of course.
That's the way you are. It's difficult coming in, bro. So it's all day and I was like just chatting to him. I said, look, you chat to Millie, you chat to all the birds.
Yeah.
We can't stop you. This is your time. You got to go for it, So
that was off your own back as well.
Saying that a lot of the boys wouldn't say that, me saying go and graph my missus, not missus, the bird.
That's a big thing to say.
I say, look, you got opportunity. I'm not
saying that, me lad. I'd be like, listen, stay away, you lad.
6'6" looking like him, I'd say it myself.
I'm not gonna be the one to. It's his one experience here, and if I got enough, me and Millie are strong enough for
Yeah,
not to be turned.
Yeah.
So
Very confident, that lad.
yeah.
Very.
So I said, look, you go
Good
for it.
lad.
I know
Secure in
she,
your
Secure that lad.
I know
relationship,
she feels
that's
in
very-
me. So it came to the night time, man. He said, I'm going to pull Millie for a chat. I said, yeah, bro, you do your thing.
Why, lad? You
And,
doing, bro?
Do you reckon someone's said to him maybe like go and pull her for the chat?
Well,
or
the
something?
producer said, pull all the girls for a chat.
Ah,
right.
So I
Okay,
think
yeah,
then
yeah.
he come in and I think he did fancy Millie.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
he
yeah.
pulls Millie and Mary for a chat at the same time. So he's chatting to him now and thinking
Both
nothing
at the
of it.
same time, yeah.
Both at the same time,
Shit,
yeah.
man.
2 birds, 1 stone. So then he gets a text and he says, choose someone to go on a date with. So he chooses Priya. Goes on a date with Priya. So we all go over to see him before they leave,
Priya.
shaking his hand, have a good time, bro. And he says to me, I spoke to Millie, she'll tell her how it went. And winked to me. I was like,
Really, yeah.
oh, calm, you know.
What's he say?
He said, I spoke to Millie, she'll tell her how it went. And winked to me.
Winked?
I was like,
Cheeky.
oh yeah. Didn't think nothing of it. I was like,
The wink though, lad. Come on,
so,
mate.
yeah, I was like, I feel I was like, oh yeah, why do you mean tell me how it went?
Yeah.
So anyway, so I went over to speak to Millie and Mary. He said, Liam, we can't talk to you. We got to go, give us 5 minutes. They both went for a chat. Then they were talking about like how we went. What the like? So I was like,
Oh, that must be gone here, lad, at this
so I was
point.
like, why ain't she talking to me? So I go over 5 minutes later and I said, what's the crack? And
Oh,
and one of the other boys was there as well. And he said, Millie said, oh, don't tell me, I don't want to cause a scene. I said, what do you mean, don't tell me? So Mary said, Liam, look, he completely threw you under the bus then. I said, what do you mean, he threw me under the bus? She said, he was chatting and he said to the girls then, so what's your, you know, where's your heads at with everything? And Millie said, obviously me and Liam were going well and 𝙃𝙀𝘼𝘼𝙑𝙀 happened, but we've pulled it back now, we're really strong. And they said to me, they said, what he said, and Brett said to the girls, said, I just think it's really wrong what he did to you. You know, his communication with you was shit. I think it's his age. You know, his age really showed. And he said, when you came back from
he got
Castle
kicked out quite quick as well, didn't he?
yeah, straight away.
Yeah,
and
fuck
being a
him. That's
snake,
karma, that. Bad
snake.
karma, that.
and so
Being a
he
snake
said,
there,
when he came back from the fire pit after Castle I come in and like when our girl Lily come in and called me out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
everyone was looking at me now, and I knew not just everyone there looking at me, millions of people back home looking at me. So I was like, I was
Really,
so
yeah.
like,
Couldn't believe it.
I just couldn't believe it. So like,
Like,
I was
you're
like,
thinking everyone's got this perception at this point.
so I was like, I wasn't like
yeah.
laughing, oh fuck off, this is funny. I was like,
Deep
just,
inside,
like,
though.
I
Yeah.
felt so like,
Really?
it was embarrassing, innit? So I was
Yeah.
like, just like awkward, he just laugh.
Yeah.
Especially it's on
Smiled.
telly as well, innit?
Yeah, and I was all I could do was go like that, and like he said, I know when you came back from Casa, you were upset, and all you could do was laugh at you, and like I was like, fucking hell, that's a bit mad. I looked after
But
him
he's
all
only
day.
watching them clips, as we say,
Yeah, I
lads, on
know.
the screen, bro. He's not seeing what's going on every day, is he? Do you know what I mean? Or
Exactly.
what you told us, going the lengths of even
Yeah,
getting told
exactly.
to stay away from it, and you were still chasing it as well, weren't
Exactly. So like, but I'm not, you know, I'm pretty chill, you know, I don't know who's my head, but it did bother me. I said, you sure now? The girl said, look, you really threw under the bus. So we came back after his date, and all the boys, telling the boys, and all the boys knew now. So they were annoyed as well because we were close to the end of his first day. So we come down, he's telling about the date, and the boys are nudging and everything, like laughing. And I thought, fuck it, Brett, come for a chat. Come for a chat. He said, what's up? I said, look, bro, like, you know, I'm a bit gutted he was in it because we got it getting on well today.
Yeah.
And I said, but I think you throw me under the bus. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, everything you said to the girls. I named off a list of things that he said. And
Did he deny it?
and he's like, oh, I can see how it'd come that way. I'm really sorry. You know, I didn't want it to come that way. Is the last thing. I said, look, you know, don't give your opinion until you
Yeah.
ask for it. And
Exactly.
like I said, we're not mates, so you know, it doesn't hurt me. If he was my mate,
Yeah.
I've only known him today. I said, that has pissed me off. That's not the way you go about things, you know. And
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He knows
I
what he's
said-
doing there, lads.
Yeah,
He knows
I
what he's
said,
doing.
look, you
That's
know-
what some lads do, don't they?
course
That,
they
like,
do.
they pull other lads
Don't.
down to...
I said, that was your
Don't they?
opportunity there to go in and show Millie who you are and say to her, like, you know, this is me, you know.
Yeah,
that was your
exactly.
chance to show that.
100%.
Not throw me, you shouldn't,
Yeah, you
throw me
shouldn't
under the
do
bus.
That's insecurities, that
Yeah.
lad.
And like, I said, look, but I'm not going to, you still got your experience here. I'm not going to be someone to take away from you. So we'll shake our hands, we'll leave
Shows
it
the
there.
lad you are,
And
really,
he
doing
supported. I said, look, we shake hands, we leave it there. And by the night then, the next day, I was calm. We were fine with it, you know, because
Yeah.
I don't hold grudges. I'm not like that. But he was on a podcast the other day. And,
Was he? What podcast was it? You know?
I can't
Or did
remember,
he
bro.
tell this story the
And
other day?
he was like, they asked the same thing. Was there anything behind the scenes? And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said it, but he didn't tell how he went.
Ah.
He just said he was talking to the girls, and then
Yeah.
he
Well, it's
went
two
to the-
stories. I'm
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
the Sue,
So he said
everyone
it pulled-
knows the Sue story.
And he didn't say I got a full day. Out of anyone, I was probably looked after more. You know, I
Yeah,
came in
yeah.
and made him feel really welcome.
Yeah.
And no one did that, and I really did.
That's the type of guy you are.
Yeah,
though,
so
lad.
I did, you know. So like, so when he did that, it did bother me. But then even after that, and like I was sweet with him, you know. So when he mentioned that the other day, I seen on the podcast, and I thought.
So how were you and Millie?
A little bit.
How were you?
I was like, tell the truth.
How was you and Millie after that then? So I was this near the end?
So that was it was close. Yeah, I think it was
how many
about,
weeks
about
was
2
left
weeks
then?
for the end.
Okay, so
and we were calm. And me and Millie, she was like,
all right.
we just kept growing and growing and growing together. We we just
it was stronger than ever.
Yeah, we had a great bond in there, bro. And like it was.
Yeah, you grew as the show go on, really, didn't you?
Yeah,
I feel that's the best way to do it, really. Like, so loads of people that loved up at first, and then someone comes in, their heads turns in. You know what I mean? Like you grew naturally as a couple.
Once
we had a hiccup after 𝙃𝙀𝘼𝘑𝙃, but after that we got through it and we grew and grew and we was with each other all day in a villa. The producers separate us because
she like your best mate in the end.
Yeah, he was his best mate. We were like really close, And
nice that lad.
But then, like I said, we got to the final and the final was mad, So there was 4 couples left. And it came into...
What's it like on the day of the final?
Did you sort of, when it got to the final, obviously you can talk us through it in a minute, did you ever think, like, I need to win this now? Or was it like, not like need to, but like, like, did you think, I've got this far now, I want to win?
I thought I got this far.
Was that competitive side?
I never thought I'd get as far, but then I thought, fuck, we're actually in the final. Imagine we won this. Imagine what I thought. When I looked down the line, I thought, they're strong couples, We're going to love that. Maybe might come...
I would have been like, we're winning this.
But honestly, I was like, we're going to come 3rd or 4th. Millie was always confident we'd win.
Really, yeah.
So we left the villa in the day, and we went to this casting holding villa then. So a different villa, a complex villa. It was like,
okay.
Half hour away. So we stayed there, then we stayed there all day chilling.
Nicer? Was it a not much nicer villa?
Yeah, but no, it was not as nice. It was like, but it was just when we chilled there, so we get ready for the final there.
So like loads of preparations before the final.
Preparations, yeah. So then when we went into the...
Is that scripted, the final, quite a bit? It was just,
no, it's not scripted. It's like... Yeah. It's planned, obviously. It's not like scripted. Everything was happening naturally,
Yeah.
So then we got changed. We had like hair and makeup and all the outfits, so ready for the final. Got back to the main villa then, where the final was. It was in the garden. The final of the main villa.
Yeah.
But they ripped everything out. All the beds were taken out of the bedroom. All the garden was ripped up, and they put us a big stage there. And it was like 90 people there.
I was going to say, is the people there? So they normal people? Was they like do
your family and shit like that? Is it
no family, but it was people who had been on holiday in Mallorca.
Really? Yeah.
And they put anything. You can come. They get a coach trip and they bring people to the villa. And like, this is the first time you see.
First time you're seeing people from the outside.
They're going to react with you as well.
What was that like? Were you like, are they looking at me a certain way, or do I look like I'm a good guy? Or
no, it was like
kept looking at everyone's reactions.
So we're in the villa now, and they had the crowd there. And we're like, fuck, there's people there. It's the first time we see people. And he said, so here's your 2021 Love Island finalist. We're walking out now. The crowd are going nuts. And I was like, we didn't know where to look. We were panicking because I never had
shocked you got that support.
We forget you're on TV. You know the cameras there. We forget you're on TV.
Yeah, you just get used to them. That they're just there, and it's the norm then, isn't
it? You don't think there's millions of people watching it. Yeah. So we got to the final, and all these people knew us. I was like, fuck, that's mad. So then, obviously, we're standing up bench and showing that it's one of the best bits of our journey. And we're standing up, and 4th place gets called, Tyler and Kaz. So I was like, fuck, we'll be next on 3rd. 3rd place gets called, Faye and Teddy. I was like, fucking hell. It's 50-50 now. It's 2 couples left. I was like, and my heart is like going like this now, right? And I said, so your winner 2021, Millie and Liam. I was like, bro. I'm looking around. And I was just giggling to myself here now. So she said, you'll have on 21 finalists. Everyone was
like goosebumps and that, like what was going? Yeah,
but everyone's all serious. I'm like, it's laughing. I went back myself here to find out there now. And
sick, man.
And then we called her name, and he was just like, bro.
Did you ever tempted to steal, lad?
No, she had the power. She had the money.
Really,
she shared it. Glad she shared it.
So obviously when you won that, then you fly back, don't you, to England? Like, did you fly back to England, didn't you? So that's what happened. So what was the reaction like? Did you have like a lot of people there waiting for you at the airport and stuff?
It was COVID, so you couldn't have people waiting there, like.
Okay.
So it wasn't. So we went back to casting villa, holding villa, had our phones back.
What was it like when you got your phone out?
That was mad. Phone was blowing up, ringing the family, ringing the boys. It was crazy. But then we had a lot of training, and we had social media training, mental health training, stuff like that.
How long is that Love Island dude who shot that for you?
Yeah. They do a lot of support, So we're there for another 2 days.
Okay.
Because another 2 days
in the villa.
In the villa.
Did you have your phone them days? You can speak to people in the villa.
Yeah.
Or were you restricted to speak to certain people until you got home, or were
No, I was calm to speak to everyone. Then, yeah. So then went to the airport, and we go on the airport, and we had a chaperone and a big security guard with us. And we got in now, and there's it'd be 200 people checking their bags in, coming back from Mallorca or Magaluf, wherever they've been. So the Jet 2 flew us home. He looked after us. We kept a private section, checking our bags in. And all of a sudden then, like, people started looking over and they were running over and having
Really,
photos and everything. I was like, fuck.
That's probably the biggest time as well for that, because when you've just won it, you're everywhere.
Yeah,
aren't you?
everywhere. So we're like fucking hell, like, people coming up to us and like, it was really
crowds.
Was it intense? Like, how did you react to it?
Yeah,
at
it
the
was
start?
intense. It was like, I've never had someone come up to me ask for
Exactly.
a photo, you know, like, so then we left them and we started walking. All of a sudden, this guy, paparazzi photo. We were like holding each other's hands, nervous. Now we're like, what? This is mad.
So had you thrown straight in the deep end there,
Thrown
aren't
straight
you?
in the
Lads?
deep
You've
end.
known people for ages.
You go
and then
from
all of
like
a
just
sudden-
being a normal chief,
Yeah, to having that.
was the normal guy, you know,
It is
British
mad,
player,
innit,
you
when
know,
you
working
think
an
about it,
ocean
man.
to, you know, fucking
Just the
paparazzi,
normal
lads.
lads and you walk
Red
out and
carpets now, lads, you know what I mean?
It's mad, bro. Yeah. So then we landed in England in the airport, and people were like, everyone knew us on the flight, and they were like asking for photos, and we got taken off the plane, escorted by armed police.
Really, yeah.
And I was like, it's a bit mad.
You've just won probably the biggest, one of the biggest shows in the one of the biggest shows in the world, isn't it? Really, that
took us through a back tunnel, and then armed police took us through in to get our bags, and people are shouting, and there they are. We were mad. So then we took us outside then, paparazzi ever, and then put me a million. I was in separate taxis. She went home and I went to an apartment in London. Which, so
you just went separate ways?
Yeah.
Separate ways.
You said you've seen it every day at this point, haven't you? For like, how long was you in
That
the...
must have been you had that alone time as well. Did it sort of be like, wow, like, you know, when you're on your own, but not Millie's not there, you're going to a little place. Was it a place in London?
So I was in Stratford. Love Island Play for me. I stayed there for 10 days. And so I was sat in the room now in the apartment on my own.
Yeah.
No one, just on my own.
you and your...
Phone blowing up, just one Love Island. Probably the hottest people in the UK right now. I'm on my own.
You literally are.
And I'm like, just didn't know. I felt it was lonely. It was like, got from living with all these people to now on my own. And it was sad.
Was it a bit of a, like, not come down, but like, don't know what I mean?
There's a lot of people just see it, don't they?
Yeah, it was like, obviously once the 5 days was up there, and that's when everything started.
Yeah.
Because we had a 5-day quarantine.
Yeah.
It's COVID. So once I was up there, we got out and it was like doing all these shows, events, and PAs, personal appearances.
Is that intense going through all that?
It was
Like,
intense.
at the start? How
So,
many was you doing in a day like that, them types of things?
So I only did 10 PAs. I could have done about 20 or 30, but like, so I'll do 10 to start because you travel.
Were you getting offered fucking thousands as well at that point?
It was good money. It was good money. It was.
No, I mean, not money wise, like thousands of people trying to do PAs and that way.
Oh, yeah, like loads of clubs trying to do them. And I got offered about 30 PAs, but then. So I said we booked 10 in, and they were all over the country. Like, I was living in Essex, so it was in Liverpool, Cardiff, you know, looking like 4 hours away. So then you
Were
travel
these in clubs, these PAs, or just more like going to a little stand-up place, or was it clubs, yeah?
So you go in and like take it to one section, the DJ shouts, "Here's Liam from Love Island," there's a crowd screaming, going mad. I'm like, this is mad.
Yeah.
Like, going mad.
And you've handled it well, though, man. Honestly,
just people queuing up for photos. It's crazy. But look, that's all the glitz and the glam of everything. But like when I come off, like we spoke about me really coming off there, my head was I was in a bad place.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
Because I've always been mentally strong.
Yeah.
Physically
always had
strong.
routine.
Always had routine. I come off, right? And I've been put into Essex, no family or friends. Obviously I'm with Millie's, which is good. But like
still it's a massive change, innit?
You going to live with a girl in Essex from where you're from on its own, that's a big decision, lads. Never mind on top with the cameras, the fame, the attention, lad. It's a big life-changing thing for a lad
just
who's
on his
22.
own. I mean, so like, yeah, so everyone was new me and I was expected to do these things, I didn't have my job anymore, which I always, relied on my job.
Kept your head straight.
Kept my head straight. So now I was like expected to like do ads on my phone, so video myself, and I've never videoed myself. I've on my phone talking. It's back home I'm from. If someone who videos themselves, people are like, that's a bit cringy. Well, they do, but like, with my job, that's what I do now. I go to and I couldn't talk. I'd speak to the camera and I'd be stuttering, I'd be chatting over the bollocks, and I'd be screaming, go mental on myself. And
you have to redo
you're
it
trying
all
to
the
like just
time,
VS and I go, what am I doing? Was there any time where you're like, I can't, like, you know what I mean?
I can't do it. I was ringing my management. I said, I can't do it. I can't talk to the camera. So like I had no routine.
No one really sees that side. Like everyone just thinks, you're in Love Island, you know, you get all this fame, and no one really understands obviously the complete change in your life, lad, and it can take a mental toll on you.
It was, and like so I'd wake up, right, and I had nothing to wake up for. So I'd wake up and order McDonald's breakfast. And I've never been one for take. I'd have takeaway like on Friday. But I wake up and order, because Uber Eats was always so
face of Domino's, weren't you, at one point as well? You done a Domino's
that
was great to see, by the way, lads. That was great to see.
So I wake up and order McDonald's breakfast. Lunchtime, man, I'd order McDonald's, like normal McDonald's or Domino's. And dinner time, man, I either wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
I lost loads of weight.
Yeah.
Is this straight after the show, is it?
After the show, about a month after the show, I wasn't training.
You start seeing your mood as well. We're not training, your food's not good.
My head was all
I
over
was
the place.
the routine.
I wasn't training, and because I was like quite hot at the time, you know,
Yeah,
like,
of course.
going to the gym, get like so many people take photos of you and everything.
Yeah.
So I wasn't training, and I wasn't the only reason. I just turned into a lazy fucker.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, of course.
So I wasn't training. Eating was terrible. Skin was bad.
Yeah.
And I felt
really
bad with myself. And like I said, I wasn't getting up and doing a job. I
And
didn't
that's
know what
the point
my
where people
purpose was.
think you're the highest as well, lads.
Yeah,
You know?
because I thought I just come off the show now, bigger show in the UK. I'm like, it's a massive high.
100%.
And it's like I went from up there, down there.
Rock bottom.
And I was like drinking quite a bit as well.
That's probably another thing.
and
as
it was-
Well,
well.
have you been like managing that? So obviously, that was obviously straight after the show. When would you start saying you sort of got a little bit more momentum with what you're doing? Because I've seen you training again on the boxing
Yeah.
and stuff. But you
So-
still say you're still finding ways, or
Still fighting ways, yeah. But like, it took a while to get it back.
yeah,
It took a while because like I said, we had all these events to go to. I was doing these club appearances. Be up till 3 a.m. And you have to have a drink once you're there.
Of course.
we know that, don't we?
Yeah, so just mean you're up till 3 a.m. and you're traveling back 4 hours in. So like I'm all over the place, you know, and like grabbing a
Not
McDonald's on
just
my own.
chilling, lad. Like you're never like in one place. You're always constantly
Back
on the
and
move.
forth,
innit?
yeah. So like it was
Intense.
that's why I didn't enjoy doing them so much. Because it's
Yeah.
not just you're in a club for an hour.
That why you've stepped away a bit now from them.
Yeah. You get
You're
like
doing more you now, aren't you? You can see that.
Do me, yeah,
It was
do
all
me.
new to you, like you said last night. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, you're into your walking, aren't you? Like your mountain climbing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's sort of do you, where you get a little bit distracted after coming off Love Island, like I need to do this or that or this. And
do,
you're
you
sort
put
of
all the
assessed
pressure.
now, haven't you, where you're just doing you, aren't you?
because I come off and I thought you come off there, you get a massive deal with the brand and everything, and girls do, they get all big deals, and like
Yeah.
Millie was getting all these, and she was doing really well, and I was wondering like, you know, what I was started panicking now. I was like, am I going to be going back to work and everything?
Exactly,
and,
that,
you know, I don't want to
yeah.
win Love Island and then have to
That
go
must
back to
be
work.
big pressure that for you as
A
well,
lot of
lad.
pressure,
Being the
man.
biggest name and you're
Intense,
thinking in your
lad.
head, I
Yeah.
might have to go back to work. And
I feel like,
is,
you know,
yeah,
I've-
it's horrible, that lad.
Because no one would
Yeah.
ever think that if you won Love Island, people just instantly think
You're just
you're
famous and
set
you got
off.
loads of money.
You're
And
set
even though
for
you
life.
won't be bothered with doing that, lad, it's like it's the people how they
Of
view
course.
you,
And I was like, yeah, if I go back to work, is what it is. You know, like I said, I didn't go on it to change my life, so I would have been happy going back to work. But then it's just that thing, you know, a bit of a letdown, you know. And so I was always panicking. When you come off the show, you have these constant meetings with the therapist, psychiatrist, therapist. And I was chatting to him. I was worrying, you know. I was saying like I had
You
no
were seeing a
routine.
therapist, was she? Yeah.
What's that?
Would you see in a-
Yeah, you've seen a therapist. 'Cause you have
Was
to
you
you have to
there?
see it. Love
Yeah.
Island, so you have to see it for a
I've
while.
seen a few podcasts where people say it does really help you just getting it all off your chest, because
It was.
some men, like, you know, they're quite reserved. They don't want to just,
Yeah.
I could open up to you or
Yeah.
you, but when you're in that room with someone, I'm not saying it's
100%.
the best for everyone, but a lot of people say when
Does
you can
help.
get that all off your
You
chest,
even
lad.
said that to me last night in the taxi. And you know, we were speaking. You were said like you haven't really haven't had the chance to open up to a lot of people, have you, lads? And it's like that is the biggest thing, I think, where it's on your chest, lads. All this crazy madness, and you've just got
It is,
no
yeah.
one to open up
Because
to. lads.
people expect a lot of things from me then. Like, you know,
Exactly.
but then you realise I'm not a robot. I'm just
A normal guy.
I was a building site, normal
Yeah.
lad, 21, you know, 22 now.
22 now, yeah.
And now I've been given all this. It was a lot to take on, but then people are so like, quick to judge and they just think,
Still very
You still
young
got
as
a
well,
good
lads.
support group around them, innit? Like your family and your
of
friends.
course, yeah, they always look after me, always. But like I said, back to the therapist, it was nice to go in and have a chat with someone who was no biased opinion about you.
Yeah,
Didn't-
yeah,
If
that's what
I
I'm saying.
speak to family or friends, they're like, oh, they loved me and they cared about me, you know. So like the therapist would only care about my mental and just like,
Right.
and they talk to me and the stuff they would say to me would be like,
Yeah.
it'd really give you eye open, and I think. And she would say to me, she said, look, Liam, do everything you did before Love Island and see everything since Love Island as a bonus.
Exactly,
And I
lad.
looked at it as that and I thought, fucking hell, like, I'm putting too much
Pressure on yourself.
I said, just do everything I did as normal, and everything else that comes my way, just be as a bonus, you know. And like, and he was, and it kind of put in perspective for me. And
Did that take a while for that to sink in, or was
it
that
it took a while. And I go back when I go home back to Wales, people will be asking me, "Oh, so what's happening now? Have we got this thing? Have we got this thing?" And I felt a bit of a letdown. It's like I haven't got a massive deal. I haven't got this one now, but like, it's not about that. It's like, you know, them things may come. You've got to
Yeah.
work towards it. You can't just expect to
course.
come off there and think, "Oh, there's a £300,000 deal."
Have you
for
been approached by certain brands as well, though, and have you decided to turn that down because it was something you don't really use
Yeah,
yourself?
clothing brands and like,
Which is mature, lads.
Very
you know what I mean?
lads. You could easily be on there preaching to your followers, as we said last night.
course, bro.
People who follow
Putting
you,
false
and if something-
advertisements on
something
there.
you don't believe
Yeah.
in, lad. Don't be
and
advertising.
like
it.
people are following me, and I respect you for following me, and I want you to see, you know, like what I put on, but I would never promote something which is a load of bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if it's
100%.
you know, teeth whitening, like stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know, if
Yeah,
you know,
if
my
it's you,
phone-
it's you, innit? But
yeah,
it's
like,
not you,
yeah,
is
it's
it?
fine. Or like we promoting stuff to drink stuff to make you lose weight, and that's bad, I guess. And
Bad, but we were
you follow the
sharing,
trust in you, and you sell them a shit dream, you know, like.
Especially some of the people who look on this Love Island, like they're all like, as you say yourself, they're all like the certain look, aren't they? And like these girls, you might not look that way. You would be looking at these girls thinking
like that,
that's how I look like.
You put a lot of pressure on themselves, like, especially like with girls and stuff. They like look at this like influence of fame and this and that. And a lot of girls get like, you know, depressed and down over like comparing themselves with other people. Even the same with lads and stuff. Like, I don't think you should ever compare yourself to anyone. Obviously, you can want to be ambitious and do things, but a lot of people just, you know, look at certain people and want to be like that. But there's more to it, like what you're going into. You know?
I've been guilty myself, thinking, oh, you know, you look at some lads on here, they look, you know, they're doing this, they're doing that, they look this way. But then you just got to be happy in yourself, you know, find that happiness in yourself, because there's always going to be someone better looking. There's always going to be someone who's got this, who's got that.
Not very better looking than you, like.
Be hard to find that, like, I agree with that.
No, but it is, isn't it? Like, it's always going to be someone who's in a better position, but then that other person hasn't got something that you've got, you know?
Exactly,
so, but so it took me a while, and then I got back into training. And that was a massive thing for me. Training.
That was like the thing that changed.
When I got back into training and then back into boxing, and you know, I've been flat out with the boxing, really, really busy with it.
Looking potentially doing a boxing event,
so this year now I'm determined I want to fight this year.
Lovely,
so I've trained since I was about 13.
Want to call anyone else?
Come on, say it. Get the first one under the belt first.
But yeah, I want to definitely be fighting this year, 100%. And like, I've been training hard with the boys. And it's something, if I don't do it, I'll be
That's your happy place as well, isn't it? You know,
are you back to the same boxing coach? I'm just curious, by the way. Or are you
so my boxing gym, which I trained in Wales. Obviously, I'm not training with them now. So I'm training in the Matchroom gym in Essex. So it's Kevin Mitchell's the guy training me. Kevin Mitchell was a cracking boxer, a real good boxer.
Nice.
Tony Sims is my head trainer there. He trains Conor Benn, Felix Cash,
Conor Benn,
Joe Bodina, you know, John Ryder,
man,
big boys,
big boxers,
big
them,
names,
man.
Very big names.
So I made a great environment there, you know. So
are they in the gym with you as well?
In the gym, yeah.
They're probably learning off you as well, because they've had that little bit of fame first, well, haven't you? So you may be learning off them as well a bit more.
But they've earned their fame from the boxing. I've just been given a fame from a TV show, you know. So
But you can say that though. But you've always just been you and stuff. So when you say like it's always been developing over your whole life, so it's not just like you've been given that fame.
It was quite quick though.
You know, you don't always think like that way. You know, and I was being quite quick, but you've always been destined to do something.
I see my mother and friends always said he's just like,
you've got something.
He's destined. Like, I went off to Ibiza, done now, you know, had a big experience out there. So they always thought there was something more coming. So obviously this happened then, and but now I want to go on to something else. You know,
what's the next step then, lads?
So I want to do TV. I want to do TV again.
Yeah,
I like to do TV, and but not just annual shows. You know, I want to like something which is me. You know, Dan's so nice. You can't. I won't be getting. It's good. Like, you know, it's great, but I can't be getting. I won't be chucking
not good at the skates on, lad. No.
You can dance though. You can move, can't you? I'm sure I've seen you move on the Insta a few times, lad.
You got some image in his head of him giving moves. I mean, you said this last night.
I did put a story on me dancing.
You did. And you can sing as well.
I got a couple of moves.
You can sing, can't you?
Yeah, people.
Have a little sing though, don't you? Like with me, I can't dance or sing.
I love a sing, bro. I sing all the time.
We're just like scousers, lad, doing that.
No, but you sort of want to do something with like a little bit more intense. You know, obviously you can't really say what this could be, but you know,
like, you know, something like this, something physical.
Life changing that as well, just off the experience in general. That SAS, even the normal people that are going around celebrities, that's life changing for them anyway.
Also, they're thrown in the deep end, like having someone shout to you.
Exactly.
Like these SAS, you know, Ant Middleton, you know, the Fox and all that. They shout on you, but it's not because they don't like you. They shout on you because they want you to, you know, just
do something, lads.
Do you want to
get the right way?
You want to really get out of your comfort zone, lad. You know, as Goggins and stuff, lad, says, it's like people just need to get out that comfort zone, man, and just like, you know, really just find themselves as well again. You know what I mean? And
course,
like,
my dad's an ex-marine, lad, and he's been in himself, lad. He was like just saying, you literally stood in this water, man, is chewing a scream in your face. You're a shit house. You're gonna give up.
Makes you realise how lucky you are as well. You know what I mean? Like getting up in your warm house and, you know, stuff like that.
Don't get warm bed, but then, you know, like for instance, the SAS, you know, once they pass out at the end of it, you're so proud of themselves. Not just in the SAS, with your Marines training, you know, in real life. You're so proud of yourself, and you're so thankful of the officer or the guy in charge for screaming you, for swearing you, for doing all this.
You wouldn't have made it if not.
You wouldn't have made it if you didn't have them. And it's not because they don't like you. They just want you to be
the best version of yourself.
Turn into them. And you're so thankful of that. Like my best mate, he passed out. He went to his training. He wanted to be in the Marines, and he passed out. I can't remember the training. What's it called? The training
it's like the marine training and stuff.
Yeah, something like that. When he came out, he felt so proud of himself. And like he was speaking to the officers who were there, and like he thanked them so much. even at times you probably thought like, you know, giving them a punch, giving them a slap, like, because they're screaming in your face.
Definitely. Like.
But they make you a better person.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, you had an injury and so you couldn't go through with it. But yeah, like, you know, a show like that, something I want to do. You know,
I'm a celeb.
I'm a celeb. But even presenting, I want to get in presenting. I can. You know,
I can see that, lad. I can see
like
that,
a little Mark Wright sort of American.
Yeah,
smashed it.
You come across very well spoken as well. You got that like good accent as well. So like American, I like to see it in America sometimes.
It's a bit of a twang, but you're still very well spoken, lad. So people from America will relate to that, lad. It's like
we'll struggle over there, you know, with our Scottish accent.
To be fair, I'm speaking clear now. Usually, you can't understand.
A
couple of subtitles. But no, but like you said, Mark Wright, smashed these on very well. That's what I'm saying. But it's still like...
There's loads of opportunities. Still, 22? Still very young, and that's what you need to remember sometimes, you know.
Of course.
You know, you've got a lot of... You know, you've got loads of time behind you, you know what I mean? And just take your time and just keep doing what you're doing, lads, you know what I mean?
Keep doing you, brother, honestly.
Exactly, yeah. And, but even like, just getting used to the camera being in front of you know, like,
exactly.
You know, presenting.
You're vlogging now as well, aren't you?
Vlogging now, you know.
Subscribe.
Liam Reardon on YouTube, subscribe and check it out.
And like as well for him.
And like, because that's just showing a different insight to my life again then.
It's what I like to see as well. It's you, lad, and it's nice to see what you actually get up to on a day-to-day basis, do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's behind this, it's raw, you know, like Instagram, you see like, you know, the photos.
You got to post what you need to post.
See the best part of the whole thing.
It's like anything on Instagram, innit? You just show the best part of your life. No one really sees.
Of course it is. Then YouTube is the raw bit, behind the scenes, and it's a different side of me then, you know? So something I never thought I'd do with YouTube. I never thought I would, but I thought, you know, let's get stuck in and have a go, and, you know, and it's starting slow.
It's you're just probably doing it for you more though, aren't you, as well? You know, you enjoy doing it.
It's like a diary as well, but you're doing the thing, and I look back
things
and
off
like a day in a life. Day in a life.
That's what we say. This is like a therapy session for me, and I'm not.
You can have it is, or you can have a chat.
We call it the therapy session, lad. You know, where we're just letting it all out,
let it all out,
having a normal conversation.
Let you buy out the other day and bury that, lad. I won't think about it again now.
So heavy podcast.
Yeah, heavy podcast.
Why heavy?
It's just like we say
it in there every
I feel like everything's just like everything we say is heavy, like she's heavy,
saying
or
about
she's heavy.
You can say, you can say about 10 things like
this podcast is being heavy, you know what I mean?
That scran's heavy. Like you could say something like bad, like heavy that. You know what I mean? It can be used.
It's a good name, more heavy, but I
mean, we got inspiration out of like other YouTubers who were doing it, who like call full shen. They say like had their own word, full shens, and he called a full shen podcast. And I've noticed a lot of other people just like something personal to them. We wanted something personal to us. Yeah. And
good, and you got to have something personal to you.
Exactly.
You know, it's got some meaning. You know,
it's our life. Got a event on the 30th of April as well, people. Going live on Monday, so make sure you see the sound.
Get live coming. Watch out, man.
But
so what do you say to the 18-year-old self? Like my question, ask you about
calm down, bro. Nah, lad, just like I don't know, man. Like, cause like, lad, we were crazy kids, weren't we? Like we were like.
We've always been crazy kids.
We were a bit mad, and like I feel like I wouldn't have been the person I am now without going through them experiences, though. But I could have just said sometimes, just chill a bit, like, you know what I mean? Like, just
stop rushing. I always say stop rushing the process. Like, you know, like obviously when you're on this journey and stuff, just take your time. You know what I mean? Just take like, and you realise like sometimes I used to rush everything. Like I need this now, I need that now. It's like when I'm doing these parties and events and, you know, going around where I'm going.
And you get a bit excited sometimes when things are going well, bro. You know what I mean? Like you think, like as many times my life being like I am flying here, like I'm like there's no way like things are gonna go wrong again, and then they go wrong. We go wrong. You know what I mean?
You can't rush it, man.
Don't rush it. There's no rush.
Like, you know yourself now, you probably learn like there's no rush.
Yeah,
there's no rush, man. Even though you just won the show,
22 lad, all the time in the world. Fucking, you got a good platform, good people around you, man.
I just got to work on that and build it myself, though, you know. And like, but when I was 16, left school, I was like, fuck, I got to rush now. I got to get this job, do this, do that, and like, because they said where I was from, the mentality is you got to go to uni and get a degree and like, you know, get a job and everything. But like, and then when I was 19, I pissed off to Ibiza. I need my parents, you know, like, 'cause my dad started
work. You would have never thought about that when you were 16.
Never thought about it, bro. My dad was 17 when he started work, same as my mother. And he's 17, you know, and he got his own business, he's still running things, you know, and like, he says to me, I wish I could have done what you did, go off and work away. But when I was younger,
a lot of people say that, don't they? Like, I wish you would have done that.
My ma's now sabbing a little bit, like, because she's seen me do my thing a little bit, you know what I mean?
You do, yeah, and people back home see me do it, and they want to do it then, you know, like, but when my parents came out to see me in Ibiza, they were like, it was an eye-opener for them. Yeah.
It's nice that you've had that effect on them as well.
No matter what I did in my life, up until I went away, my mother's always been proud of me. But that was probably one of the proudest moments she's seen of me.
What's that?
When she came out to Ibiza, she broke down in coming to Ocean
Really,
Beach.
yeah.
I was in my uniform. She broke. She was crying, bro. Tears crying because like she hadn't seen me for a few months, but she see me like gone from a boy to a man like serving his tables, doing this and that, and I've gone at my own
in a
now.
big club, bro. Big club as well.
Independent, aren't you?
Independent, and that was probably the proudest moment seeing me there. And, like,
that, lad.
but my parents always been proud of me. I've been very lucky because they're good parents, you know, really looked after me growing up. And but
you appreciate it, don't you?
Really, bro. But they never give me everything. You know, they had a lot because my dad always worked hard, but they always made me work for things.
Yeah, always worked.
Fucking 16 on a building site.
16 on a building site.
You've been waiting.
5:15 in the morning.
That takes a lot, lad. That's a bit, especially when probably a lot of people are just like, you know, doing college and then doing what they're doing, or you know, obviously you're there,
that's the easy route, lad. People don't think it is, but that's the easy route, lad. Going to college and uni in a way, lad. Like it is. Like you literally got everything planned for you.
Yeah, it's like still like school, college,
money. Like
the easy way. I'll just sit off and do it. If you obviously not say, well, yeah, I was sitting off like when I was doing my events management.
Most of these people who come out,
it won't work.
Yeah, most these people come out of uni aren't even grown up, lads, and you're like 20, lads, and you're still a kid. And you're still like 20, you know what I mean?
And I have people who in school, went to uni, and they come out, and then they just, a kid now experiencing it. I experienced it when I was 16 going out and everything, so I kind of got it out of my system then.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the time like I was 21, 22, still partying,
yeah,
of course. But not like...
It's always going to be in us, innit?
Yeah,
always be for that time. You always love that.
You all love a good time.
But it was out of my system, you know, and I think my mother was so, when I was younger, I was going out and everything, and she was like, oh, a bit worried sometimes, but she's so happy and glad now. It was all out of my system because, she, you know,
imagine getting it now, lads, and you're all this, lad, you'd be out every fucking weekend.
And it made me like, you know, I've done a lot up until 22. Like I said, going to Ibiza, then Love Island, done a lot, and like, you know, for a 22-year-old, it's a lot to do. But she's very like happy, and same as my dad, very happy and proud that I've been a handle that, you know. Because a lot of pressure.
Definitely not.
Yeah, as we say, I think the Ibiza helped that a lot. Like, cause if you didn't have that experience, as you say, you get this fame, this glitz, this glamour, and like you could have just easily went the other way and just started being a madman, you know what I mean? Like, but you see it all the time, don't you? Really, like people who get that little bit of fame straight away, boom, they're just off the rails.
That's why you've experienced all that, which is good, you know what I mean?
They get a bit of fame and your head goes, you know? And like, but back to when I said about, you know, your younger self, like, for me, I always want things to be in place. Even now, I want to have a plan in my head.
Organised,
but
guy.
Like you said, don't rush things, you got time.
Yeah,
and
that's what we're
find
like.
something you love. And even like, bricklaying. I love bricklaying. I mean, I didn't want to be a rest of my life. I wanted to go into property development.
You said you want to go into property still. It's something that you still want to do. That's your passion as well.
That's my passion, yeah, property. And so like, I love bricklaying. So I was happy staying there, you know. So, but then, you know, I got people who say like, I hate my job, you know, like, imagine living your life in a job that you hate.
Exactly.
I mean, you hate most of your life.
So the majority of people, they get caught up in things, you know, get mortgages, have kids,
comfort,
and
then you know,
they're in the comfort zone, but they're in that step as well at the same time. Like, that's why I've always said,
once you start getting kids and an ocean and a mortgage, lad, you can't leave it.
And I know blokes who are 40 years of age, they just broke up with their missus, and they bang on, you know, they're going out all the time, and that's the wrong way. Then you should have done it. Go out when you're younger, and find something you love doing, settle down with someone you want to be set, not rush it. You know, and like, and
it's just like the normal society, and a lot of that's just the normal cycle of life. And obviously, we've been quite fortunate enough to be able to experience. That's what you say about Ibiza, going on a flight somewhere. It really opens your eyes to there's more to life than just having like your normal base in you know, in England or wherever you are in the world. You know, there's more out there to go and develop
in my
yourself
town
as a person.
back home, you're either a builder, a hairdresser, you're in beauty. That's kind of the most normal job. You know, that's what most people do. You got some academic people, they do more things. But then there's so much more other stuff. If you find something like, say, like football, you didn't make it as a football player.
That's what I was like. I was playing football all my life till I was 16. It was something I always wanted to, I thought I was going to be a professional footy player all my life.
And that's always the kid's dream, is to be a professional footy player. But something you just don't, it's very rarely you make it, you know. But if you don't make it, what's stopping you being trying to go into commentary?
Exactly.
But then
coaching,
you're doing something.
Loads of other avenues, lad, isn't there?
Why do you give up? Because you haven't made it professional.
Never give up, man.
Give up and go
there's a big industry, and there's a lot of different avenues you can go in, and that, lads, not just even that one specific sport, any sport, any business. There's loads of different avenues.
If you boxing, you get an injury or you can't. Then
it's like Sven put a post up the other day on it, like, you know, about, you know, when you are a player and all your life you're like in school and you're taking sacrifice and you're not going out and you're just being a footballer all your life, and then suddenly getting dropped. And I see in a good post where he's putting more into play now, where he's trying to do a lot more for these people, because when you get dropped from an academy, it could be like boxing, like a show, anything. There's no support, you know what I mean? You're like literally on your own, and it's nice to
I
see
think there is a
people.
little bit now,
Yeah,
you know,
there is
never
more.
used to be,
There
never used to be.
though.
It's like now, like
That's what he's
one
going
of our
back to.
mates' brothers was in Liverpool and that lad, and he got dropped, and now you get put in a college, and he's had a degree all shorter for him, but still, lad, it's like, that's it.
It's a massive change, though, isn't it? You've got a ball in your hand all your life, and then
Exactly,
that
that's
like
it, that is a massive change.
It's like going on a show and stuff. Like you might have had in your head, and you're going on these shows, and then boom, you get dropped, and you're like, yo, what do I do now?
You go on it, you smash it, and then you come out, and it doesn't go as planned, as you said.
Yeah, so then it's like up and down. Like,
yeah,
I had
it's like a
boys in
roller coaster,
school.
isn't it?
We played football at a club, and we all had playing together. It was great. We'd have the one player, two players in, go off to the academy. It was really serious at a young age, and then they think, oh, they're gonna make it. Get to 16 then, and they got dropped. And they end up on a building site, or they end up doing this, and and they like
you're probably depressed at the
same
same time, like, because you just lost your dream, lad, and now you're on a building site. You know what I mean?
Of course, and people had such high expectations for you, and then it's gone, you know. And like, it is hard, and for a 16-year-old lad to go through that, it's a lot, you know.
Just never give up, man. But I think we're gonna have to
wrap it up
anyway. Sorry for taking a little bit longer.
Appreciate coming on anyway, bro. Honestly, it's been a pleasure podcast, man.
Let me know when it's happening again.
Obviously, we're wrapping up the show now. Obviously, these are gonna be out next week,
Next week,
Next week. What day is it out?
It's gonna be Wednesday next week. So
Wednesday.
Well, yeah, I want to say, like, nice one for coming on, bro. Obviously, you took your time out, your your life and stuff, and had a nice night with you last night as well. And obviously, we'll have to show me around Cardiff before we get back down to Liverpool for a proper night out, lads.
Definitely, you come Liverpool town, come down Cardiff.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, lad, been a boss chat as well, man. Honestly, that's been very intriguing, even just me learning your story. But yeah, appreciate everything, lad. Just keep doing you, bro. Keep smashing it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But like and subscribe, people. But next Wednesday it's out. Peace.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, gotta aim for the top like
Slow estaría.
I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the all of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. Snap for the sun like 𝙃𝙀𝘼𝑔𝙑𝙃. The 𝙃 son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. Putting on for my city like 𝙂𝙊𝘼𝑔𝙍. Set the pace as long as you finish. Consumers find a way inside your business. Babbling.